and hit this bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blazer Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Judah, 6-time champion world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter, and you are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all make sure you go sub to my man Heavy Bag Boxing, man.
Get your dumb ass in and hit this bag.
The Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV because he be lit on his channel.
And Heavy Bag Boxing.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Yo, shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Prince 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy Tszyu, Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
Heavy Bag Boxing, alright? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Straight out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag, dude.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blazer Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Judah, 6-time champion world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter, and you are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
You too. Yeah. What up, YouTube? Tszyu Heavy Bag TV, man. If you don't get your goof ass in here, oh, you's a goofy nigga, and I hate your guts.
Oh man, hey,
Yeah. I'm a hater. I'm a hater of you niggas that's tuning in right now.
You are a hater.
Yeah. I hope all things in life bad happen to you and nobody else, nigga.
I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
Yeah. Let me start this show off with a little bit of hate. Now let me take the time to apologize. I ain't mean none of that shit. All right, man. We talking boxing. You already know what time it is. I appreciate you if you're coming back, rocking with your boy. Thank you kindly. I am your host, Big Tszyu. You already know, Norfolk Zone. Shout out my nigga Keyshawn Davis out my backyard, nigga. For a show, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10:30, man. If I can do it, if I can be here, I be trying to be here, y'all. Keep working on me, man. Keep working with me. God ain't through with me yet. All right. Now, you see the title, right? Y'all see the title, right? We going over everything. We going over it all. And I'm curious about a few things that I'm gonna take my time and break down in this live as well. But a hot topic that just popped out here most definitely is Haney's list. I don't know what it is about this young brother, but I think he receives so much hate.
You are a hater.
I think the hate is so deep for Haney.
Oh man, hate.
Y'all hate that nigga.
Hey.
Yeah. Y'all do not like Devin Haney. Oh, and it's right, it's downright diabolical, man. Shout out to the chat, man, already in the building. I appreciate you. Al Money in the building, DJ in the building, GMT Sports in the building, Mark Wynn is in the building. What up? Oh, real quick, I gotta thank my members, man, for actually being members of the channel ain't but 5 of you niggas. Oh, I appreciate you 5 niggas. Oh, I appreciate you 5 lonely niggas looking at that members only content. Oh, and I'm gonna put some content about my daughter, man. She finished up her sophomore year just like I did last year. So for everybody who enjoyed that, rock out with me again. Shout out my guy John out of the BX, my brother Sean, of course G Wavy, Skip the Stepper, and Tyree Celestine, man. D.O. I got 6. D1's Angry White Man's podcast. Oh, thank you, Angry White Man. Oh, it's your world, Angry White Man. It is your world. That's crazy word right there.
Yo, that's crazy work.
Angry White Man's podcast. I appreciate you. But yeah, man, everybody hates Devin Haney, man.
You are a hater.
Yeah. If you don't want to believe it, believe it. You a fucking hater.
You are a hater.
You are. Let that resonate in your soul.
You are a hater.
Some of y'all be in denial about the hate, but I ain't in denial. I ain't in denial. When I'm hating, I tell y'all that I'm hating, and sometimes you gotta tell a nigga that you hate. My bad, Slick. I got you coming up right now. I meant to do that first for you, big dog. Let me hopefully that pins it up at the top right there. Yeah, I don't be in denial. Tell a nigga I'm hating. And when it comes to Devin Haney, yeah, man, I'm hating.
Oh man, hate.
Yeah, because I'm one of them niggas. Even though Ryan Garcia was on our stream, I still felt like Devin Haney had the wrong game plan. And Osterine ain't do shit.
You are a hater.
Yeah, I'm a hater, goddammit. And I thought that was a trash ass fight with Jose Ramirez.
You are a hater.
Yeah. I'm owning up to that shit. Hold on, let me get my co-host in here. Okay, he disappeared. That's all right. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't like it. And now it's like after this Jose Ramirez performance, this nigga is sought after, right? It's like Bill Haney goes out of his way to put this list up. Let me see if I can put this list up for y'all. Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit here. Yeah. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, there you go. Let me get this list up here, bro. I'm gonna have to remove that. There we go. The Haney's hit list. Nigga, shout out Punch. I seen you when you threw it in the chat. This is it. Yeah, I came prepared, nigga. I don't like Devin, and I don't like this list.
You are a hater.
Nah, I'm just bullshit. Just for the record, man, I fuck with Devin. Y'all know I fuck with Devin. But I'm keeping it a bean. That last fight for sure.
Trash.
And the fight versus Ryan Garcia.
Trash.
That shit was trash, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way up. I'm keeping it all the way a beanbag. I thought that shit was trash. Right? But here's the list. Making huge waves in the sport of boxing right now. Making a lot of noise out there. People are seeing this list. And I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Devin loses to a few niggas on this list.
You are a hater.
Yeah. He do. I think he does. I think Conor Ben sparks him.
You are a hater.
I don't think he got shit for Keyshawn Davis.
You are a hater.
Brian Norman gets him out of there.
You are a hater.
Tank Davis breaks his jaw, the other side of his jaw.
You are a hater.
Shakur Stevenson outboxes him.
You are a hater.
And Jerron Boost gets this nigga out of there too.
You are a hater.
And if you, hey, and see, some people gonna call that hating because that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Shout out HLD in the building. Welcome back, my brother. Appreciate the support, man. My guy. But this is the list. And when we giving a good gander, nigga, get this list a good gander. A good once over, right? Ponder this motherfucking list. And you say, all right, well, what is the best fight next for Devin Haney coming off such a super trash ass performance? What would you like to see him coming off this trash ass performance?
Trash.
Oh, let me bring my brother up real quick. Look like he backstage. Slick 50 in the motherfucking building. What up, my brethren?
What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? What's that now?
Appreciate you joining me, my brother.
I see you got this damn bad spades hand up here like a motherfucker.
Nigga, I'm about to run a Boston on you.
Yeah, you got a handful of possibles. You ready to throw this shit in like, fuck this hand, goddamn man.
You feel me, bro? But realistically, though, Slick, and before we proceed and we speaking about Devin Haney, I definitely wanted to get your thoughts on Devin Haney's last performance and how you feel about Devin Haney coming off that performance. And then when you look at this list, what makes sense next for Devin list? Because this is the hit list. This is where he wants to be, according to Bill Haney. Just to smoke.
The last performance?
Yes.
I wasn't impressed. I don't think nobody was impressed. I still think maybe he's looking forward to the next bag, and I also think it was that PTSD, because I could tell the way like a lot of his punches was slapping. It wasn't no master class. You know, there was still some opportunities when he got close, when Ramirez got close, where he still could have showcased some head movement. You know what I'm saying? And breaking with it was a lot of. It looked more of panicking. You know what I'm saying? So to speak.
Hell yeah.
You know. And having said that, I mean, I don't have really nothing to go off of to give me that confidence that he can handle a Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, a Tank. Definitely not a Boots. Definitely not a Brian Norman. Even Barrios at this point. You know what I'm saying?
God damn, Slick. Not even Barrios.
Rangy. I mean, you can punch. You know what I mean?
You are a hater.
I because he didn't give me that. He didn't give me nothing to go off of. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
And then think of this. Look at this. Teofimo, it's a possible, but it's gonna be boring because one works off counter punching, so does the other one, right? He could follow Devin around and make Devin look good, right? In a sense, he could possibly win that. Shakur, he's not getting that. Shakur can come forward if he got to. If he feel like you scared, he jumping on you. Tank definitely gonna jump on you if you feel scared. Jerron Boots, and it's too big. That's the first time y'all probably gonna hear me actually believe in just being too big, too strong. You know what I'm saying? Because we just saw what happened to Devin with Ryan getting hit like that. And it ain't like he took a shot and got up like Abdullah. This nigga was hurt. You know what I'm saying? He was hurt.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Brian Norman Jr., the tenacity alone coming forward, just about to give you hell. Mario Barrios, long, rangy. That could be a possible win, but goddamn it, you got to engage to get it. Keyshawn Davis, another one that's going to come in big and strong and going to step to you. And he getting better and better by the minute. Rolly Romero got that fucking big joker, and you just got to watch out for that motherfucker. And he got the patience of an old Chinese man. So at the end of the motherfucking day.
Rolly got that deuce. He got that deuce of spade, too.
Swear, bro. He got the patience of an old man. He got the most basic skills there is, but he wait till that shot come available, and he takes the motherfucker. Kind of being, but more like Brian Norman. The tenacity can just overwhelm him. And Ryan Garcia, that's still up in the air. So
you already lost.
I admire it, and I'm not hating on this list because if this is what he want, because I'm all for fighters calling out people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ruffle the feathers, you know what I'm saying? But you didn't give me nothing to go off of in that last fight for me to have confidence on some of these guys that I felt like you might have had a shot with.
For sure. And all jokes aside, y'all know here, and I agree with you, Slick, 100%. Y'all know here, I try my best to give these guys a ton of credit, and I definitely want to take the time to give them, if this is their list, I got to give them a ton of credit for pretty much every single name on this list, because honestly, when you look at this list, like you said, Devin Haney versus any of these niggas could go either way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going shit on the skill set of Devin Haney. Punch Drunk is in the goddamn building. Appreciate you for being here, my usual suspect. What up, Punch?
What up, fellas? How y'all feeling tonight?
What's happening,
Feeling
man?
good,
What's
my
happening?
brother. I'm happy to be here then, you know?
Yeah, man. You know, I was gonna come up here and cook on this shit, yo, because this list pissed me off. You
So
know what
I'm
I'm
gonna
saying?
ask you the same thing I asked Slick, man. Devin Haney's his last performance. What'd you make of that? And then when you get a good look at this list, when you go 1 through 10, this is according to Bill Haney. This is what he wants for Devin Haney. What do you make of this list and Devin Haney's chances?
You know, looking at this list, man, I only see maybe one name he stand a chance against, man. Like, to be honest, like, and like kind of what Slick said, man. Like the last fight, bro, we ain't get no new and improved nothing. Like we got a shaky, running, like unsure of himself version of Devin. I think, like personally, that's just what I think. Like that nigga didn't look like that. If that's the new, like I said, if that's the new improved version of Devin, then I missed the old one, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather see George Kambosos Devin than Ramirez Devin ever again. Like, you look shaky, you look nervous, you look like you ain't want to be in there, you look scared to death to get punched. That's not what you expect from a top-of-the-line prize fighter. So, Teofimo Lopez, that's like Usain Bolt versus Michael Johnson. That's a straight track fest. That's not going to be no fun. Nobody ain't going to be willing to engage. They're just going to be trying to show off and embarrass each other. It's just going to be boring to watch. Shakur Stevenson, I agree completely with Slick. Too much defense, and if you can't hurt him, he could come forward on you, and you really ain't gonna stand no chance. Javante, you show any cracks in your armor, it's night, and you can't dodge your left hand. So like I would stay way away from Tank because that's just gonna be bad for you. Boots is too big. Skills too superior, he'll step all over you. Brian Norman Jr., same thing, too big, skills too superior, knocking niggas out with jabs. You can't, you got a glass jaw. Nah, that ain't no good opponent. Barrios, you might be able to overwhelm him with speed and skill, but he still got size on him, and if he counter punch you good enough, man, he might put you down. Like, you know what I mean? So I really don't like that's the best chance you got, like for real. Rolly Romero, you're going to get overconfident against him, and the same thing that Tank did to him, he going to do to Devin. That's what I see happening in that fight, and Rolly's trash. But I see him making that mistake. You know what I mean? Keyshawn Davis, he's on the rise. He going to be top 5 in the next 3 years, so you better stay way away from that nigga. You don't want to be on his hit list right now. Let me see. Conor Ben, too big, too strong. If you might be able to stay on your back foot against him, but he can cut off the ring better than Ramirez ever could. And if he catch you the way he was catching Eubanks, I don't think you're gonna be able to take those shots. So and Ryan Garcia already whooped your ass. I don't care what the record book say, he put you on the ground 5 times. So this list right here is a gauntlet like worthy of the gods for a nigga like Devin Haney. So good luck, nigga.
Yeah, man. Again, the more and more I look over this list, the more, like you say, man, this is a hell of a gauntlet. But let's try and step into reality a little bit, right? Again, for me, coming off that type of performance, I want to know what's realistic, right? When you look at this list, what's realistic for Devin Haney? What's realistic, and then what's the best?
You mean like in the reality of actually happening?
Yeah, like in reality of what's happening next, right? Because some of these guys already got fights next, so you can scratch off a Barrios and a Brian Norman and a Keyshawn Davis. You know, a lot of these guys already got fights left. You know, the rematch isn't happening with Ryan Garcia next. Oscar has already come out and said that shit's dead. Shakur Stevenson, he's got Zepeda, right? So you're really looking at and Tank's got the rematch. So you're really looking at Teofimo Lopez. You're looking at a Boots Ennis, right? You're looking at a Rolly Romero who doesn't have a fight, right? A Conor Ben, I don't think it's a fight out there. Well, I think they signed off on a rematch for him for September, if I'm not mistaken, according to Eddie Hearn. So it's only, you know, a few names up here, right? You got Teofimo Lopez, you got Boots Ennis, who doesn't have a fight. Teo doesn't have a fight. Rolly Romero doesn't have a fight. And Ryan Garcia, who that shit's not happening. Mm-hmm. So that's the question. What's more realistic out of these guys that doesn't have fights? And what do you think would be the best fight for Devin Haney? And again, I urge you to consider his last performance. I start with you, Punch.
The most likely of these fights, considering the people who out of the names who don't have a fight, I would say it's either Teofimo, which is like that seemed like we building the most traction. I'm guessing that's why they put that nigga number 1 on the list, because that fight, it seeming, you know, I mean, they're really talking right now. So I would say that's the best fight. But like I said, man, based on the last performance, them niggas is both gonna run from each other. I don't want to see it. I mean, put aside my hatred for Teofimo Lopez, who I really don't think deserve a shot at anybody. But if I want it, Devin Haney's not the one to put the ass whooping that I want to see. You know what I mean, on Teofimo, but Boost just pulled out, so we ain't gonna get that. So it's probably gonna be him, or he might possibly go after Rolly. You know what I mean, to say, okay, well, Rolly beat Ryan, and I came out and beat Rolly. That'll build up some steam back for their fight. You know what I mean? So I think that would be a good route to go. At least try. And and shit, that's pretty much everybody that don't have a fight on there. But like I said, judging from what I seen, I don't think he can beat nobody on this list except for maybe Barrios. You know what I mean? Or Rolly, because Rolly's skills is horrible, but Rolly got that I'll catch you and put you on your ass power. So I give him that.
So you feel Teofimo's
I think that's the most
realistic
opponent. Yeah, that's the most likely and realistic opponent. Because they've been going. I know Twitter shit don't mean nothing, but they've been going at it on Twitter, and I like to follow a lot of this shit going on, rumor or not. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's building traction, bro. Like Teofimo and Devin. So that seemed to be the most obvious so far, anyway, from what I'm seeing.
Oh shit, my bad, Slick. You know what I'm looking at? I'm on the wrong StreamYard account, bro.
Oh damn.
That's why it's not letting you. I'm on the wrong. Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's not letting you today.
Yeah, I just looked at my background and everything, bro. I just got up here.
But I personally,
I'm wondering. I was finna say that why you got the spots up like that.
Yeah, this
but
the old
y'all
one.
know that he should go after Rolly.
I didn't notice it until D said it. I saw it said StreamYard in the corner. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong. I'm on the old one, man. Fuck it.
I was just
we gotta push through it.
Messing with my stuff, like why they let me, bro? Usually it's up there, bro. I'm thinking it's me, bro. Like.
Yeah. I came in here, jump right on. My bad, Punch. Go ahead.
Don't y'all agree that he should probably go after Rolly because Rolly just beat Ryan? That is kind of making a statement.
When it came,
I'm gonna let Slick give his answer, and
yeah. To be fair, I think it should be Rolly, because I don't care what De La Hoya says. We didn't watch them flip already one time, right? He was gonna let him rematch, but when he said, "Hell no, y'all suing us, we ain't never doing that type of shit." So when it come to making money, I keep telling y'all, these promoters will come out their mouth don't mean shit. If it make dollars, it makes sense. And the fight Rolly, yeah, if he make a statement with Rolly, motherfucking De La Hoya ears will go ting. You know what I'm saying? We got something to bite off of. And then, then you get Ryan to talking this shit again, even go crazy again, and the fight back on. 100% the fight back on. So I think Rolly will be the most logical opponent. He earned it. Call him out. Go on and get that work. If he ain't shit, fine. But guess what? People gonna be questioning. Like we say, hey, Rolly got newfound respect for me, goddammit. Like I said, in past episodes, when I think we was talking about Erickson Lubin, when we was talking about people get their ass whooped, they can't dig themselves out the hole. I said, look at Erickson Lubin. He dug himself out the hole twice. You know what I'm saying? He the what you call king, goddamn me, Eliminator King.
Eliminator King, for sure.
This nigga been digging himself out over and over again. And to see Rolly come from them 2 ass whoopings and really, really mean what he say, that it didn't bother him, and to get in there and be poised and not shell shocked by shit. Because we thought he was shell shocked when Barroso got that ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
I thought he was shell shocked after Pitbull.
I was like, shit, this motherfucker to whoop his ass, and he just scared of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? So for him to do that to Ryan, and then to hear that him saying that with those fights he should have been with the 147, he was killing himself, it makes sense, bro. It proves that he's not making an excuse. Maybe he's something to rivalry. Like I say, he's their era of Mayorga. Goddamn me, you know what I'm saying? And he could pull some shit off. So I say take Rolly Romero. Take Rolly Romero, let Teofimo find his way, this, that, and the third, because I'm gonna tell you what's coming with Teofimo. You fight Teofimo, they're going to say you fighting another little dude. You fighting another little dude. Because they caught up with you. Everybody in the past, they say they was too small for you. And you was saying it on stage. You too small. You too small. Well, guess what? We saw Teofimo make that weight with fire because that dude little. You know what I'm saying? When he go to 147, he really putting on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be there, he's earning to be there. You know what I mean? So, fight Rolly. Fight somebody that you ain't gonna have no problem with, that you said that you weren't gonna have a problem with before, that's gonna come in just as big, just as tall. You get what I'm saying? And let's see it fur out. And build your get back up. You feel me?
For sure.
Get your cookies back.
For sure. And now also that second part of that, that's who you would like to see him fight. Is that also the best fight you feel is for
him?
For Devin Haney on this list?
For two reasons. For two reasons, gonna have a lot of buzz around it because everybody know what he's gonna be doing. He's trying to get back to Ryan and help that fight out. But we also saw what Rolly did to Ryan, right? Can Rolly do that to Devin, right? All the Devin haters want to see him get knocked out. Can Rolly do that to fucking Devin? Okay, but Rolly is just slow enough where he could, if he doesn't have PTSD, he can get off on Rolly. He could bait Rolly. He could do the things, and Rolly could make him look a whole lot fucking better than what Ramirez did. So
I think Rolly
will
fall into a lot of those
It's a
traps
win-win.
that Ramirez would.
You get what I'm saying? T.O. not gonna let him just get off like that. You see what I'm saying? You get close to T.O., T.O. is gonna tee off on you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, and you gotta remember, T.O. ain't gonna respect his power. That's why Ryan beat him. They don't respect your power.
So at the end of the day, that's a win-win in my book. You know what I mean?
And Rolly's
I'm
not
definitely
gonna
not
respect his power.
mad at that shit. Real quick, HLD in the chat, he said Ramirez was the best opponent to build his confidence, a punching bag with no legs, and he ran for his life. There is no one else. Retired. Yeah. Damn.
You are a hater.
Oh, the hate is thick.
Oh man, hey,
Hey, man, let that hate. If you got hate in your heart, let it out. For sure. Shout out HLD. Yeah, man. If you want to come up and join us, and you got a couple of questions or so, man, that's what's up. I'm gonna try and keep it limited to about 4 tonight. It's one thing I do hate is a bunch of talking over each other, man. We get too many, shit be all over the place. But yeah, man, come on up, man. If you the link is in the chat, brother. Let me put it back down here for y'all again.
Okay, put that shit out there, Heavy. You are the judge, jury, and I got the fucking gavel, which is the mute button.
Word. My man. Listen, when you say that Rolly fight, and in my opinion, Rolly proved so much, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not only did he get fucked up by Barroso, he also got knocked out by Tank. Yeah. So this nigga has suffered 2 KOs.
You talking about somebody who got high self-esteem? That boy got high self-esteem, bro. He don't care. That shit didn't bother him.
You feel me? So yeah, to go through that and come back versus Ryan Garcia and be a heavy underdog. And listen, everybody called this man a tune-up.
A major card at that.
You feel me? And you know, not to bring up the past, but it was only one person here that picked Rolly to win. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
It was, you feel me?
Yeah, you did.
But I saw it, and that's only because I know how trash Ryan really is, man. I think he proved it again. Facts. All right, this is my man.
Breaking alert.
I see you backstage. Jab like Shakur. I got you coming up. Let my man HLD come up real quick.
Salute.
What up, boy? HLD.
Yo, salute, guys. Salute, man. One of my newest channels that I subscribed to. I heard you guys the other day. Chill Chat. Heavy D, thank you for having me on. GMT Sports. I'm getting to know your names. And we got Punch on here, right?
Yeah. Punch Talk.
Hey, man. Thank you for welcoming me, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Welcome, HLD. What's on your heart, man? Get that hate out your heart. Come on.
It's not really. Well, I mean, yeah, it's hate. Let's call it what it is, man.
Yeah, let's call it what it is.
You are a hater.
Bro.
It's realistic what this young man has. He does have post-traumatic stress disorder. You know what I mean? It's no way around it. There was no better opponent for him to build his confidence up than a Regis Prograis type of fighter with no legs. And we saw what he did to Regis Prograis. He couldn't do that with this man who's even lesser of that. So who on that list can he even? What I don't know, man. And I'm not paying for it. I mean, I know that there's not a promoter on earth willing to pay that man to fight on their card. I mean, Turkey's got Bill Haney on block. Why you think he's on Twitter putting his son's resume and got all his media members calling him favorites to put his son's name out there? Because nobody is willing to. They don't want him.
So you feel like
not for the price that they want.
You feel like Turkey Al-Sheikh's done with him?
You don't hear him mentioning his name. The only name that I mentioned from that card that he actually called in the middle of a press conference was Boots and Telefemo. That's it.
Yeah.
He has not mentioned no Devin Haney. You know, and the thing is that they're gonna, you know, they're not realistic that you have to rebuild. This young man needs to rebuild, and he had an opportunity with Ramirez. I was just with Mill City. I was talking to Michael Fox. I don't know if you know, young man. He just fought backroom.
Hell yeah.
And they robbed him. Bro, you know, we were talking about Tszyu and Fedora and when he's about to go to training camp with Tszyu. And what did Tszyu do after he got his face smashed? They gave him that Spencer fight.
Yeah, Joey Spencer.
Joey Spencer. Perfect fight for you to build your confidence and make sure you get that dog back in you.
Right.
And he did just that.
Right.
Well, they just gave that test for Devin Haney. And he failed miserably.
Yeah.
So it's not, I mean, it's funny at some part, but at the same time, this kid should not be in the ring. If this is the way you're going to fight, you're going to get hurt. You're just going to get hurt. Yeah. So in my opinion, that's how I feel about it. I don't think there's nobody on that list that he can, well, 3 of those guys are 135 pounders. Isn't he a 147 guy now? Like, what are we calling out? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion on that. Mm-hmm. When it comes to what's going on with his career. Either they take a real light touch. I don't even think a Blair the Flair is a light touch right now.
Hell no.
We all seen him,
and I've been shout out Blair. He's been on the show, and I've been telling niggas, man, them niggas don't want no parts of Blair, bro. For some reason.
Why don't nobody want to fight Blair, bro? What the hell's up with that?
I don't know, but shout out Blair. He's got all the way out of his Don King deal. He messing with the manager of Brandon Glanton and Tevin Farmer, dude named Elliot now.
Anyway.
I don't know, but he out of there.
When you get a contract on the table and you hungry, that's, you know, you're gonna pick up what you know. That's how it is.
Well, yeah, you know, Oscar dropped him like a bad habit after Alexa Rocha lost. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so he had to do what he had to do, and he wasn't going to get the Adrian Broner fight if he didn't sign with Don King. You know what I mean? So
it's a one-off, right? It was just a one-off fight.
Bro had to do what he had to do.
Yeah.
All right, let me bring this dude up here, man. Jab like Shakur. Let's get him up here. What up, my brother? Jab like Shakur. I'm guessing you're a big Shakur fan.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey, God bless you all. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Shakur. I support Shakur.
Let's see you, right?
Robert Jenkins, man.
Yeah.
What up, brother?
Yeah, what's going on? God bless you all. Yeah, I'm only a fan of the Lord Jesus Christ. I love Shakur though. I support Shakur. But yeah, I just want to say, yeah, man, bro. Like I said, Devin Haney, he should have went in there and gotten his bag, man. He should have been like Chef Curry or Kyrie Irving with the offense, but he came in there frantic. But look though, that was only one performance. If he could come back like Linares Devin or Rigas Devin, then or something better than that, then he good. You know what I mean? But this performance, I was very disappointed. I wanted him to get the stoppage. I mean, I said that before, but
yeah.
The thing is about the fight, he didn't even have to get the stoppage. We just wanted to see something, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
a glimpse of what's to come.
It was the confidence for me, bro. Like, I just remember the confidence he had against Kambosos and the confidence he had against Lomachenko and the confidence he had against Probray. Confidence he had in that first fight against Ryan. We didn't get that against Ramirez. He looked nervous. He looked scared. He did not look confident, man. He looked like a shell of himself. And we're supposed to get
like I was saying, it goes back to what I was saying. He looked frantic. Yeah, man. I wanted him to
very frantic.
Come in with some immense offense, get in his bag like he was a Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry or something like that.
It took all of like 10 seconds for Antonio Tarver to say, "What's wrong with this man? What's wrong with this?"
Shout out Tarver too. I loved that tandem, Tarver and Lampley.
Yeah, Tarver.
That was a good commentary crew.
I got a HOD pointing something out. What y'all make of this? That's right. It's 140, 135, 141, 147, man. Like, what is he trying to play, bro?
That's what
Well, I think he's trying to let it be known that he's
Like-
willing to still fight at a catch weight. You know what I mean? Because if he fought any of those smaller guys, it's gonna be at a catch weight.
But
if
it's
they
like,
willing
right,
to
but
take
it's
it.
like almost like what for though? Because you were saying you was going to 147, then you
For the
backed
money,
down to
man. Devin
144.
fighting for the money. I think in Devin's
That's what I'm
mind, he's
thinking
already
now.
got legacy sold up. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm starting to think. Right.
I mean,
That's,
he's one of the youngest
that's what I'm
undisputed
rolling
champions
into.
ever.
Like, you just
so
trying to
kind
get
of did
paid,
seem
bro.
in a decent legacy.
That's why they pushing for the Boots fight. I think, you know, the Boots fight is probably a little bit bigger, bigger than the Teofimo fight. And I personally think the Teofimo fight for Boots is better. But, as far as a big fight, you know what I'm saying? Devin is, a big name outside of the Tanks and the Shakurs, matter of fact, when you look at this list outside of Tank, Shakur, Ryan, it's probably Devin, right? So if you can,
I mean,
Right.
but that's namesake. But I think the TO would be, well, it depends who's watching, but I think the TO fight serves better because that's a guy from his class, and they got a lot of history of TO, quote unquote,
Yeah, it was
ducking
a
him
lot
at
of
the
history.
time with the 10 million. Give me 10 million, I'll fight him. And I remember all that
Yeah, that
stuff.
story hasn't been resolved
They got
yet.
a lot of history, but given Boots new surgeons of fame, I could see how they could try to make it a bigger fight. But I think Teofimo and the Lopez fight will have more meaning to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I concur with that. GMT, I concur with that because not only that, Teofimo and Boots, that's a one-sided beatdown in Boots' favor. So I prefer a more competitive fight as well. But in accordance to that list though, on that list, I believe if Devin comes back good and he doesn't fight like he did against Jose Ramirez, if he comes back good, in actuality, like truthfully, I got him beating Rolly, he beats Teofimo, he beats Ryan. And that's about it on that list. He only beats like he goes 3 for 10.
You don't beat nobody right now, man.
But remember what I said. I said if he comes back like better, like not like the Jose Ramirez fight. I feel like he beats those three.
The thing is that both Haney won the fight, right? We all know Haney, regardless of what happened, he won the fight. Tia won the fight. Yet out of both those names, only one promoter or money or man who's willing to pay named one of their names, and it was not Devin Haney's name. So who's willing to? What promoter out there is willing to pay Devin Haney?
Well, let's say this in reverse though. Heavy opposed the question earlier. Out of this list, HLD and Rob, who would be the next best fight for him out of this whole list?
Rolly, maybe. Rolly.
Teofimo.
Rolly.
I would say
Rolly.
I think it was Rolly. That's why I said
Rolly, granted, he was poised to beat that Ryan Garcia of that night who was sedated. I mean, the man is on bipolar meds. You guys don't even know that, but that's why he's all tranquil. He's sedated. That they need to get that kid out of all of that because there's no way you could fight like that. You just can't. This kid, Ryan Garcia's been dropped by Tank Davis and Campbell, and he's gotten up ready to fight. And in that fight, he was a shell of himself. And I ain't gonna because Rolly is a much better fighter than Tank. Or
harder hitter. That motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's a shell up.
He did lift Ryan off his feet.
I think that has something to do with it. I don't think Tank was bullshitting.
With the power, man. I think he just
I don't think Tank was bullshitting when he said Rolly was the hardest punching nigga he ever been in there with. Tank admitted that shit. Yeah. And I felt like after he left hook Ryan ass, he was like, man, I don't want no more parts of that power right there.
He handcuffed him with the power, bro. I think because he came off his feet. Yeah, that was some shit,
but the thing is, I'm looking at Haney as a fighter. Like I'm not looking at him as his last performance, his bad performance. Very great NBA players who have a bad performance, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're that's them. That's how they play like all the time. You feel me? Like I don't think that Haney he's going to fight like that all the time. I think that was just a bad performance.
I'd say post-traumatic stress disorder is a real thing.
I agree with you. And then you got to understand he had an incentive to fight like that too, because he was just trying to make it to the rematch, right? Like if I got to fight after you, I'm trying to take as less damage as possible, and I'm trying to make sure I'm straight. I ain't taking no punishment, so I'll be ready for that rematch.
If that was the case, why did you bring in Sugar Shane Mosley to teach you how to knock out and train for this? And then Sugar Shane Mosley himself is like, "What the hell was that? That's not what we trained
to
for.
show how to punch, to turn on his punches.
That was not what we trained for. We trained for to take this guy out, not to survive for the next bag." So I'm just saying that sounds good without context, but when you add the context, no, this young man was scared for his life, and I don't care what anybody. That's what it was.
Yeah. I was just about to say. Now it's different when fight night come and you climb in there and you feel something for the first time. Yeah, it's different because I would definitely agree with that assessment. I said it from the jump. As soon as the fight started, I said this nigga looks petrified. You know what I mean? He had the happy feet. You know what I mean? He was shuffling all over the place. He couldn't keep still. The cardio was immaculate that night. I can't remember one time in that fight he stopped moving. So,
I mean, it's funny, and at the same time, when you think about the humanity, it's kind of like, yeah, it's messed up. But yo, just listen to the commentary for the 12 rounds, bro. That was funny commentary.
Man, that shit was real.
So sincere when he said that. He sounded so sincere, bro. He said the cardio was immaculate.
It was. It was out of this world.
Yeah. But the thing is, hey, did y'all notice that in the fight,
bro?
Haney, he had some of those punches. It looked like he had some of those punches.
Haney?
I don't know. Haney landed 62 for that entire
fight. He was slap punching.
They both threw like what was it like? It was like 80, 90 total punches for that whole fight, bro. That shit was a snooze fest.
I think he landed 70 punches.
But when Haney landed some punches, it looked like it was some power on it. A little power.
Yeah, he had some punches, but bro, they were slap punches. He didn't have that many punches.
They were petrified punches, man. Like I'm scared to get touched.
Yeah, man. The consensus was it was just a poor, it was a trash performance, man.
All I know is that he needs someone of the same level of a Ramirez. They need to just check their ego and all this media stuff and really look, man, take a step back and just fight. Who cares who you fight if they're like of quality, but just get your confidence back. You got to rebuild. Yeah. And if you're not willing to do that.
That was the next point I was going to make. I just don't think anybody on this list is a confidence building fight for Devin Haney. Right? Like when you look at this list, when you give it the one over, it's nobody over here that you can really say, all right, you can get in there and really build your confidence on this one. These are the top.
Rolly's the only guy in my opinion.
Top niggas.
Rolly, and if he don't get caught, right?
Bro, if he fights Rolly, and as soon as he feels something on the shoulder, bro, it's gonna be Jose Ramirez fight all over again. I'm telling you, bro. Rolly's punching, man.
Yeah, Rolly punching. That's
Rolly punching, man.
He been punching.
And he's with Salas. I mean, you got to give him a little. I give him some credit. You know, Rolly's been with Salas for a few years, and Salas is he used to have that other guy, that karate guy. I forgot his name, but then Rolly switched on to the Cuban guy Salas over there in Vegas, and he's been with them now for a few fights. And this man brings wisdom. Yeah, he was with Bullet, and now he's with Coach Salas. And this old man brings wisdom on top of just training. You know what I mean? So I think that's why you saw a poised Rolly Romero for this fight, and was able to take advantage of what was in front of him.
Because I believe he tied his right hand up to his face for every practice, for every sparring, for all training. He had that motherfucking right hand tied to his face. Perfect fight from Rolly. I like that fight next for Devin. I think if Rolly would be the low hanging fruit on this list to me, bro. And just by those metrics, as far as Devin, in my opinion, having enough skill and IQ, which I told niggas that Ryan didn't have. Y'all remember when I said Ryan and Rolly got the same IQ? If not, Rolly might got more than Ryan. Now that's not the case when I think about Rolly versus a Devin Haney.
Yeah, I thought
think
you was
Devin
crazy when you
Haney,
said that.
yeah, I think Devin Haney's IQ can get him to breeze past Rolly to an extent and possibly even look good. But outside of that on this list, I don't know. But see now, but if you're Devin, right? You got this profile. You are a name in the sport. You've done 17,000 tickets. You've done 14,000 tickets. Can't nobody say that you're just not a straight draw. You know what I'm saying? So somebody can make money with you. So and then you think about what Jerron can do at home if he wanted to bring Devin Haney back to Philly. I know they will be all for that. That's a big fight. That's a money fight, right? So if you Devin, you more than likely you looking for the money fight. Now, does that make more sense though for Devin Haney to go after a Boots Ennis? Because they've made it clear. If not Teofimo Lopez, Jerron Boots Ennis. If not Jerron Boots Ennis, Teofimo Lopez.
I think their best bet maybe is right now, from what I'm thinking right now. How about fighting Barboza?
That'd be a cool touch for him.
I think Ryan will be a good confidence builder, and Devin he beat Rolly in sparring.
Like I said, the business is going to decide because somebody's got to be willing to pay, and I don't see nobody willing to pay for Devin Haney right now.
I think Eddie Hearn would. Him and
Eddie Hearn bid $1 million for the Sandor Martin fight when it was for Devin Haney's purse bid. So he's not really that much interested in Devin Haney. That's why he wasn't too hesitant and just, hey, all right, you want to go on your way? That's okay.
But he did make an attempt though.
Yeah. And they got history, and then he's got to find food for Boots. He's got to keep food in his mouth.
That just says that alludes to what you said earlier, Heavy. If he looking for the biggest check, then that's the biggest check. That's the biggest check by far, because I think you thinking about cashing out. That's what it looks like. If you're not trying to go for, like, say, he feel like he's cemented legacy, he's done all this, because right before this list, he posted all his accolades. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you really feeling, then fine, go get your check and then bow out. But at the end of the day, if you still trying to pursue greatness, like I said, Teofimo would be the number one choice on this list. It would be the one that would make sense to beat the 2-time lineal motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That was in your class that you said it was ducking you, and y'all got history. But if you go for Boots, we know that it's for money then. You know what I'm saying? And taking that check come with a lot of other scrutiny along with it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. To put this one to bed, man, I truly believe for Devin Haney next, if they can't get Rolly in the ring, I think Oscar's going to make that extremely tempting for Rolly to give Ryan the rematch, because Oscar said himself, if it was him, he would be looking to avenge that loss to Rolly Romero. I'm pretty sure they can sway Ryan to do that again. If you're just not going to be completely interested in the rematch with Devin Haney, which to me is just unfinished business. In a perfect world for me, for Devin Haney, the Ryan fight would be next. It was scheduled to be next. That was, Turkey Al-Sheikh had, the intrigue and interest in that next.
Right.
But for Ryan, next probably would be Rolly. I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah, man, the Teofimo fight probably just makes the most sense because of all of the history. This is a fight that's just way overdue, and we truly would be getting it at this point at least 3 years late. So, yeah, I could see that. And I'm just thinking what's likely next for him. And I think that also depends on because of what Eddie said about Jerron Boots and I think they've talked, right? So he's come out, and I don't know if you guys heard the audio from Eddie. I should have queued it up, but he basically says there's concerns about about Jerron Boots and his weight, and he feels that he could potentially underperform versus somebody like a Teofimo Lopez because of a weight issue.
Yeah.
Basically not having many fights left at 47, if any at all. And he would want to be his optimal self in there with somebody with a skill set of a Teofimo Lopez, a two-time lineal champion. Say what you want. He's a corny, goofball, racist piece of shit, but he's a skill set, a tough one too. So there's some concerns about, I think, for Eddie Hearn putting Boots in there with a Teofimo Lopez. But I'm not so sure about a Devin Haney. Let me ask y'all that. From the promoter standpoint, if you was the manager, if you were making this fight next for Devin Haney, would you stay away from Jerron Boots Ennis if that fight was on the table and a Teofimo Lopez was on the table?
Hell yeah. If I'm Devin Haney, I'm not going at Boots.
Yeah.
That's all cat by the Haneys. They don't want no Boots.
Right, but Devin Haney for Boots is cool because Devin Haney he moved, but he's not a mover. You get what I'm saying? He's front heavy. So, but Tszyu, I understand why he's saying fuck a Tszyu because Tszyu's a mover. And like we was discussing last show, Tszyu, when you see Boots with movers, they tend to give him problems. So, I mean, yeah, they'll take that Devin fight in a heartbeat. And it's a name, you know what I'm saying, of this current generation. Why not?
Yeah. Same question for you, Punch. What you doing? You put your feet in them shoes.
Yeah, bro. I think that if I was a promoter, I would think that Haney would be the safer bet. You know what I mean? Other than Tszyu, because Tszyu do get the footwork and the range and the skill to put on a Karen type of performance, but at the same time, he might could produce more power than Karen could. So I would enjoy that fight because I think Boots would still come no matter what Eddie Hearn say. But using that analogy, I understand why he would say that, judging by the weight problems and all that. So, like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I would definitely choose Haney over Tszyu.
And that's the concern for, because listen, he's seeing them. We're seeing the ceremonial weigh-ins. He's seeing Boots in the real weigh-ins. You know what I mean? They're getting real glimpses. Like that one shot that I had in my last thumbnail, Boots looks small as shit for that weigh-in, bro. And a lot of people that shit went viral. Yeah. A lot of people felt like he was drained. He's been coming into these last couple of fights weight drained.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's a real concern. HLD, if you stuck you put your promoter's hat on, what are you doing with him?
As far as Boots?
As far as Devin, as far as Boots, if the Tszyu and the Devin fight was on the table.
Well, the thing is, realistically, there's only one fight on the table, and it's the most lucrative amount of money that Boots has ever made, and that's to fight Teofimo. I think it would be his best name on his resume, regardless if he beats a Norman Jr. or Mario Barrios later down the line. I think Tszyu overshadows those guys as far as legacy. To fight Devin Haney, I don't. After that last performance, like I wouldn't want. Would you want to? It's like, you're a champion. You want to fight Devin Haney? You know what I mean? After what you saw, like I don't think Boots would even want to entertain that. At all. I think for that, I'd rather have him fight my mandatory guy, Gayasov, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Gayasov.
Yeah, I fight that mandatory before I fight Devin Haney if I'm Boots.
Yep.
So, they're in a tough spot because, like I said, Boots right now, all the other champions are tied up. He's already, some people are going to say, yeah, he ducked Virgil Ortiz.
He did.
Right, you see, and now you got this. Now you got Tszyu on you with a real contract, and what you're gonna do? You're gonna duck that too. You know what I mean? So he's in a tight spot. And I'm like everybody I gather, oh, he's gonna punch a hole through Teofimo's chest and blah blah blah. Then go get that easy money and stomp on that dude, right? But I don't see it. I don't see why he's not doing it. It's over a week, and we're still waiting on an answer. So Boots either has to, one of those things. Either you realize that those other fighters are just not on your time frame for you to become undisputed, and you're just gonna move up. But if you move up and drop the belts and not fight Tszyu, you better be fighting into some type of championship fight. You can't just fight a no-name guy at 154. He's in a tight spot. I mean, in my opinion, he's really in a tight spot.
He really
is. He doesn't want to fight Tszyu.
Now that I'm thinking about it, initially, when Turki Al-Sheikh showed his interest, he kind of put up this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And Tszyu and Boots, if they both got through their fights, they were the two that were supposed to meet, if you guys can remember.
That is the exact thing. The tournament was the winner of Devin Haney and when they match up, right? People rematch. And then the winner of that rematch will face the winner of Boots and Tszyu.
Yeah.
So this is not like all of a sudden, like Eddie Hearn trying to say like yesterday, and all of a sudden, it ain't all of a sudden. Actually, Tszyu was on the table for Boots right before Stanionis, but he chose Stanionis, and I respect it. Yeah, you're gonna get a little belt and all that.
They all had fights to get through, man. Boots had to get through Stanionis, Tszyu had to get through Barboza, and so on and so forth. But this was the fight that Turki Al-Sheikh, and I think this is the fight and why the deal is already on the table, because Turki Al-Sheikh's taking care of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why this shit is already done.
And if he turns Turki down again, he'll never get a fight with him, bro.
Yeah. Damn. So damn. When we sit back, we discuss it and we recollect. Shit, more than likely that is the next fight, bro. Boots versus Tszyu, which I ain't gonna front. I've been saying that's the fight that I'm in favor for.
Next week. Now, hear this out. Now, the Canelo and Crawford fight, their first press conference is going to be in Saudi Arabia. Why? Yep. Let me walk you through it. Yep. Then, next week, Crawford, Canelo, and Tito, I know that for a fact, are flying out for photo shoot in Saudi Arabia. So, when you heard Turki Al-Sheikh call out, and Eddie Hearn saying that it's for a Saudi Arabia card for Boots and Tszyu, don't be surprised if all of a sudden the Canelo and Crawford fight is not going to be in the U.S. and they make that in Saudi Arabia. Because on September 13th, like they switched the date now. Well, they can't be at Allegiant Stadium because UNLV has a college game, televised college game, on September 13th at Allegiant Stadium. So, why are they going to fight?
I kind of think they're going to be there the minute he mentioned Seller. So,
you'll see. So, anyway, I think that's good. I mean, he hasn't made a decision yet, but I think that's just the fight that's going to happen. Or what else he's going to do. You know what I mean? So, that's just the way I see it.
Yo, I can dig it, man. All right, man. Final thoughts on this subject before we put this to bed, man. Anybody got any last remarks on this one?
Who's got a shit or get off the pot? One or the other.
Thank you.
Word. Most definitely. I agree with that, man. I'm going to say let's not be surprised or blown away if Boots gets that Tszyu fight in before trying to go after Brian Norman later this year. Oh, that's a great question, too. Boots, of course, and we'll tackle this question and we'll move on. Boots, of course, stuck around at 47 because he wanted to unify, but he also said that he wanted to become undisputed. Now, given what Eddie Hearn has definitely made public about the weight issues, does he become undisputed at 47? All right. Can he go through a TO, then see the likes of a Brian Norman, and then catch the winner of the Pacquiao Mario Barrios?
I don't think so, man.
Slick, I'll start with you.
It's like what HLD said. I don't think the timeline is in his favor. Right? It didn't take Eddie to tell me he was having weight issues like you mentioned earlier with the weigh-in, how he was sucked down like that, right? And then he came out with saying, everybody told me I look bad. I don't think I look bad. It's the first time I had nutrition. Well, that's why you got a nutrition. You can't make weight on the fly like you used to. You get what I mean? So I knew right then and there. He sucked all the way down to make sure that he didn't rehydrate. You know what I'm saying? Over. You know what I'm saying? That much over. So we saw it coming, but with everybody else now, the Brian North fight, that shit should have happened. If it don't happen, it don't happen. I'm just like HLD. If you're gonna move up, just go ahead and move up and make sure it's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? You did what you could do at 47. It didn't pan out. Now go try to dominate another division at 154 where the dog's at.
For sure. Punch, you got thoughts on that?
Repeat the question.
He didn't fell asleep.
You hear me, Cam?
Boots said he stuck around at 47 and become undisputed. And now when you look at the landscape of things now, they talking about him potentially fighting Teofimo next. That deal's on the table. You think he can go through Teofimo, then see the likes of a Brian Norman, and then wait on the winner of Pacquiao and Mario Barrios to go ahead and accomplish that goal that he had at 47?
Oh, I think Teo's easy work, but I'm sticking to my story. I don't think Boots could beat Brian Norman, but I think the path is nice, but Tszyu might give him some problems. I understand, you know what I mean, what the concern is, but like I said, I want to see somebody punish Teofimo Lopez, and I think Boots is the one to do it, you know. But Brian Norman is the future undisputed champion at 147, in my opinion.
I like that prediction, bro. I like it. HLD.
I think we saw something similar with the previous unified champion at 147 with Spence. And what kind of happens when you overstay your welcome at a division? We saw that with Tszyu at 135. It's not a joke. When your body tells you no mas, you got to do what's right. Because at any point in time, at your worst, the worst fighter out there at his best could beat you. It's a game of inches, and whoever has the best at that night can win. And so if he's not feeling right, it's already, you hear him, he's saying it. Oh, maybe I should move up. You should move up. It's no different than when you're already talking about retirement. If you're talking about retirement, man, it's time to hang him up. And so at this point with him, he needs some, I don't see him becoming undisputed at that. And no, I don't think Norman Jr. has the skills to put it on with. He's got power, but he ain't got the skills to mess with Boots. I don't see that. But if he's wagering on the night and this young pup at 23 years old could still cut weight easy, he could put it on. He could put it on Boots that night. So the timetable's not there for him, and it's unfortunate. And I know it's something that he wants, but it's not attainable. And who says they're gonna give him the winner of Mario Barrios and Pacquiao over there at PBC and all that? It's just a lot of politics also in the way. I don't think it's just in his cards. If he wants to get this one fight with Tszyu, which is on the table, get it and move on, bro. You unified, you became lineal champion. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And you beat Tszyu, that'll be your best name on your resume. Moving up to 154, and ain't nothing wrong with that if he ends up winning that fight. That's the way I see it. He should not play around with his weight. Get the Tszyu fight and move on.
I can dig it, man. I don't know though about that Pacquiao situation. If Pacquiao somehow, some way gets through Mario Barrios and Pacquiao tells Al he wants Boots, I think Al makes that shit happen.
You think he's gonna run and defend that belt, bro?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, he's 46. You might as well serve him up and get that. That would be a huge fight. Get that bag. All right, my guy DJ is in the building. What up, DJ? Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. Well, you want to lead us to the promised land.
Punch, HLD. What would you like me to get
DJ,
off my chest,
what's up, bro?
What's up, Deej?
What do you want me to get off my chest, Heavy?
I don't know, man. Whatever's up there.
Oh,
you have a great lens when it comes to the sport of boxing. I like the way you see things. So I know you got something for me.
Well, let me start with Devin, and it's no hate. It's just zero interest. I couldn't give two fucks what he does. I'm just not paying for it.
You are a hater.
No, I'm just being honest. I'm not hating on the bloke. Go do your thing. But just don't expect me to put my hand in my wallet or in my pocket and pay for it.
For sure.
There's 10 names on that list. $50 a pay-per-view. That's $500 just to watch him do track work. Not interested. As for Boots, I think he's going to get weighted out by PBC. I don't think he's going to get the opportunity in the time frame to actually go for undisputed. And look, you can't have your pie and eat it too. If you're struggling to make 147, no one's forcing you to make 147. It's your own decision. So don't stand there and pretend like that you're at a disadvantage for making your own decision about what weight class you want to fight in. That's just bullshit. I think he does Tszyu pretty easy, to be honest. Not sure about Brian Norman. That's why we all want to see the fight. There's some question marks from both sides. But inevitably, I don't see him getting the opportunity in a reasonable time frame to go undisputed. Now, if he goes to 54, well, that's a completely different discussion. All I would do is advise him not to go straight for Virgil straight off the bat. That's probably not the best strategy.
He already know that. Trust me, that will not be his first squabble at 54. For sure, Deej. I'm with you on that, man. And for my 2 cents, I don't think so neither, man. I think that's a uphill battle. Like that's you know what I'm saying? You wishing upon a star to go ahead and unify the whole entire division. If you Boots right now, especially given the public concerns Eddie put out there, I think Eddie would hopefully he'd be privy to know that Boots is struggling. And again, those photos that came out prior, before the ceremonial weigh-in, the real weigh-in, bro look a little when them eyebrows go missing, shit look weird, bro. Shit look weird.
My point is that if you were good at 147, great when you were younger, but if you've outgrown it, right, don't stand there and tell the public that you're still going to choose to fight at 147, but you're at a disadvantage because you've got to cut so much weight. Well, that was part of the whole reason of having weight classes and divisions to start with. So, you just can't have your pie and eat it too. So I didn't like that comment at all from Eddie. It's almost like taking out an insurance policy. Oh, what happens if something goes wrong and Tszyu gets lucky? Well, that's garbage. You either back your fighter or you don't.
Yeah, or you don't. For sure. Shout out my girl Coco in the chat. Good to see you, girlfriend. For sure. All right, man. We're gonna wrap that up. And now I'm gonna bring next topic up here, man. And we spoke on it just a little bit here. But it's intriguing, man. It's intriguing. I got a certain way that I feel about it. Speaking of this young old fella right here, and the return of Manny Pacquiao, 46 years old, hadn't been in the ring since 2021, since suffering defeat to Eudenis Ugas. Out of nowhere, the WBC puts my man at 146 pounds. I mean, at number 5, it ranks him at number 5, and gets him in line for a title shot, of course, with Mario Barrios. Now I got to ask y'all, man, Because I'm looking at polls all across YouTube, polls all across social media, period, Twitter. A lot of people are giving Pacman Pacquiao a big shot at defeating Mario Barry. I'm surprised how many people think that this nigga can win. I start with you, HLD. Does Pacquiao got a shot in hell?
The way you said it, bro, had me cracking. Look, man. Realistically, I said this earlier today, but I give Pacquiao because I respect what he was and his greatness and what he's done for the game. I give him at best because of that a 25% chance at best to beat Barrios. Yeah, whatever the WBC did, that was kind of crazy, making him number 5 after all these years. But hey, surprise me, Pacquiao, shut me up, prove to me that's why you did great. But I mean, I'm just looking at him right there, man. He looks like an old man. You know what I mean? So, and if you saw, I think anybody seen his exhibition fight, bro, he looked bad. So
he was getting tagged, bro. He was getting tagged, bro.
I wish him the best. I hope he doesn't get hurt. I really that's above anything. I hope we don't get a tragedy out of this. You know what I mean? I don't need to see this man being, his last fight, his wife was feeding him soup for I don't know how many months, bro. So we don't need him to go through that again, man. You know what I mean? So the best of luck to him, but Barrios should be packing Pacman up, and that should be a final straw right there, in my opinion.
For sure. DJ, one of your old favorite fighters is back.
One of my favorite. Look, I don't know whether he's my favorite, but to be fair, I mean, that's one guy that you can't second guess his resume. Like, he's deserves his place in the record books. But look, for me, and good luck to him, for me, I just see this as a bit of a bullshit PBC move. They just lost the title there in who the Boots just beat. It's on the tip of Stanionis. So they lost a belt there from the PBC stable. The only belt they've got left there at 147 is Barrios. And for the other, there's 4 divisions, 15 names in each division. So out of 60 fighters that potentially you could have made a deal with for Barrios to fight, you went and tapped a 46-year-old Hall of Famer on the shoulder and want to put it on an undercard. For me, that actually just tells the full story. So, look, good luck to him, but boxing doesn't need this fight, in my opinion.
I couldn't agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more there, man. Slick, thoughts on old Manny, man? 4 years out the ring, getting in there with a young buck, world champion, big guy, got a little power on him. What you make of that, man?
Manny finna whoop his ass.
Oh shit, there it is.
Manny finna.
Is that Slick speaking or Robert speaking?
That sounds like that Rolly Romero Hail Mary.
Hey, just disclaimer. but no, man. I don't think it's gonna be no slaughter. I don't think it's gonna be none of that. And I'm be honest with you, man. For Barrios to beat you, he got to goddamn engage with you. And you talking about a guy that he might be old, he still know how to move in and out. He's gonna shoot from weird angles that boy ain't seen. So I give the man a puncher's chance. I really do. I don't see Barrios just coming in there and knocking the old man out like that. You know what I'm saying? He's still gonna have his power from awkward ass angles, which damn near doubles the shit. Like I said, name one person that Barrios done fought like him. It was one of the things that they got Thurman as when he fought him when he was too old to fight Thurman. You know? So I mean, he gotta punch his chance. I'm just waiting to see him move around his legs and shit. Because I'm still holding on to that comment he made after Ugas fight. What was wrong with you? Why you weren't moving? Oh, I got cramps in my legs. And we can't have that shit. You can't win a fight with no cramps in your legs, man.
You'll be on the blue Gatorade for this fight, Slick. You'll be fine.
Yeah, so I give him a puncher's chance. Real talk, I really do. I don't see it like everybody else though. Like, oh, he finna just get the frame beat out of him. Now, this is a
so you saying you don't think he's gonna get beat up, but you also don't think he's gonna win.
No, I think it's a strong possibility that he could win.
If
you start catching, like, okay, go back to the smaller fighter in Gervonta when he fought Barrios. The minute he started catching them motherfucking weird ass punches from up under, all he was doing was going backwards because he didn't know where he was coming from. So if he can catch him and keep him in that in respect, I mean, he can pull the same thing off. Is it likely? Maybe not. But I'm just saying. I'm not saying that he's gonna get watched. That's what I'm saying. I expect Barrios to win, but I'm not gonna be shocked if Manny pull it off.
Gotcha.
Slick, if Jeff Horn can beat up Manny Pacquiao, then so can Barrios.
What? Man, Jeff Horn did not win that motherfucking fight, bro.
Man, Manny Pacquiao was gonna get put in a coma.
What's the record book say, Slick?
Fuck that. Yeah. You saw it like me. That's why you bringing the record book up.
Straight robbery. Punch talk. Thoughts, man. Your boy Manny Pacquiao back. Been gone 4 years, coming off a loss out of nowhere. He's number 5 for the WBC. He's 46 years old, the same age George Foreman was when he came back and broke that record, man. Give me the breakdown.
I think, nigga, Manny Pacquiao about to get put in a coma. His old ass don't need to be doing this. He don't need the money. He don't need the prestige. He don't need the credibility. I don't understand what the point of this is. Al Heyman should be fucking ashamed of himself. The doctor should be ashamed. Everybody who sanctioned this fight should fucking be ashamed of themselves. We literally might see a man die, and it's stupid to me, and I don't like this shit.
Gosh,
you gonna watch it? Or are you gonna watch it?
Hell no, I'm not watching that, man. This shit's a sham.
He's testing his integrity with what he's saying. Are you gonna watch it?
Though? Watch it though.
Hold up, Punch. You say you not gonna watch it?
No, I'm not even wasting my time.
Punch,
I'm a big fan of Manny Pacquiao, and I seen what happened to him in his last fight. And that Japanese motherfucker had me ready to punch my TV. Whooping Manny's ass so bad. I can't watch that twice, bro.
What if he pull it off though?
Then more power to him. Like he's just gonna ride off into the sunset. He ain't defending shit, bro.
So, okay, let me
ask
you this.
Trying to prove to himself. I don't want to see my man getting spoon-fed his meals from his wife again, bro.
Let's be honest. Before this Pacquiao fight, when have you ever heard anybody talking about Barrios like he was that deal?
I don't know. After the Ugas fight,
now,
I thought
all of a sudden now Barrios is that cat.
Barrios is trash.
It's a good fight. It's a fight that he possibly can win.
He's prime champion. Like fighting a 46-year-old, he's gonna look like fucking Floyd Mayweather in this fight. Watch this.
I'm just saying, man.
You're gonna look like a fucking superstar, man. You can believe in miracles if you want to, but this ain't the 1988 U.S. Olympics hockey team. This is an old ass fucking boxer way past his prime, about to get cooked, bro.
Think so, man.
Bro,
Gosh, man.
Punch sound like he finna get them candles, man, and light them motherfuckers up and be praying for man.
You're damn right. I'm about to pull out the visual for this old motherfucker because he's about to get put to sleep.
For real, bro. You can get them candles, Mother and Mary on the front of them motherfuckers and be on his.
I wouldn't say that Barrios is that dude like we're saying about, but if you saw what Barrios did to Ugas, when Barrios fought Tank. I thought he was putting it on Tank for the.
It wasn't no Tank. He
was until he started catching him.
He was moving Tank's ass, and at the
when
same
he started
time,
catching, he started moving backwards.
Same Barrios is that guy.
Top-notch champion.
I don't think Barrios not that dude though.
Pacquiao made Ugas a champ. Dude's trash.
But he could disfigure your face a little bit if you let him.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can.
I see a towel getting thrown in. I see many of Pacquiao's team throwing the towel.
Yeah, Roach is in his corner, so I see that happening.
Brady might throw it off.
I'm rolling with Punch to an extent. I'm definitely gonna watch it for sure. But I agree to an extent, man, because listen, I've always advocated to these guys hanging it up around about 39, 40. When you're talking about 46 years old, you've most definitely lost a step. But my thing, the most important thing is it's the reflexes, bro.
Bruh. Okay, hold on.
That
I'm
shit
gonna cut you off.
diminishes.
How old was Benoit Hopkins when he fought Pascal?
But everybody's not 40. Who he the one broke? That's what I meant to say. He was 46. He was 46.
I'm saying, like, if they could do it, I'm not saying he could do it, but we can't.
That's
just
what I'm
look
saying.
down
Like
on a man
everybody
like,
not built the same though, bro. Like
but
those are
happened more than
anomalies. Those are anomalies.
But you said those. It's not like it happened once, and we like niggas like 1 in a billion.
It has only happened once.
No, you had
Bernard Hopkins is the oldest champion, the oldest nigga to win the world title.
Man, you remember what Chad Dawson did?
How old was George? How old was George?
George was 40. George was 42.
All right, 42. So how old? And then so on, right?
And Bernard was
when
46.
They were saying 42, that was too old. When Sugar Ray Leonard fought, what was that? Came back to section that bout. He was 30-something years old. That was too old. So he pushing the limits.
Them
like
niggas
this
want-
stuff
this
has
is
been
40.
happening through boxing history, though. Yeah, he may be pushing the
This is
boundary. I'm not
46.
I'm just saying that he has a chance, though. He
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
chance. He
Oh, no.
may
Hold up. Now I agree there. Listen, when you step in there, anybody got a chance, especially somebody like a Pacquiao, given his history.
Heavy Rocky
For
is
sure.
a fictional character. He has no chance, bro.
But no, Hopkins ain't fictional. He did that shit and did push-ups in the ring, my nigga.
Chad Dawson embarrassed Bernard Hopkins' old ass trying to get in the ring with him. And he got knocked through the fucking ropes. That's what's about to happen to me.
I'm talking
But
about
he
when he
beat
fought
Pascal, man. He won a title. He won a title off of Pascal. And when you really look at it,
he was in his 20s.
Pascal was the weakest champion at the time, and this nigga is the Mario
Just like
Barrios
Barrios
is probably
is
the
the
weakest
weakest champion. He
Yeah,
know what he's doing.
so that's
I'm
what I'm gonna
saying.
say.
It's a chance.
It's a shot in hell. You know what I'm saying? It's a shot, but it's a shot in hell.
Like, damn, bro. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, I think about the reflexes, bro. You know what I mean? That's one of the first things to go. It's the power stays for a minute, but those fucking reflexes, man, you gotta be sharp to be world level. And shout out Eddie Hearn.
But we talking about a cat that
He basically said Pacquiao's nowhere near world level anymore, and I agree with that, bro.
Yeah, he just said that.
Simply off of reflex.
But look at it like this, bro.
You know what I mean?
I watched Floyd slow down, and Floyd still was doing more than these young cats. And then you watch this cat right here who had the speed and reflexes was on a whole nother level. So who's to say his slowdown will be on par with the fuck Mario Barrios is?
Well, listen, I'm not pushing back on the fact that he has. I'm telling you, I think he has a chance. But I'm also telling you what I'm concerned about, nigga. It's like you don't have no concerns. You mean to tell me you don't? Hold on. You mean to tell me you don't have no concerns for this nigga?
I just hate that, like everybody putting this stank on Barrios. Like, goddamn, bro, Barrios wasn't that dude just right before this fight was announced.
But Slick, you ain't got no concerns for Manny. You don't have no concerns for Manny Pacquiao.
No, I do. He old, bro. Like I said, the cramp.
Yeah, he's old, bro.
He better eat
that's
his
all
banana.
I'm pointing out,
He
brother.
gotta eat his banana before the fight. He better eat his bananas and shit. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm pointing out, man. When I'm
for people to write him off, like as soon as he get in the ring, he just finna get dominated. Like what the fuck? Like,
because it's a strong possibility he does.
I see him fading.
With any 46-year-old climbing in the ring, talking about you world level, going against a 30-year-old champion, niggas, it's a strong possibility you're going to get washed, bro.
I'm betting on man.
That's just the consensus.
He put him. You gonna put money on that? Well, I mean, it might.
Yeah. You know what the odds gonna be? Hey, I'm doing that shit for fun.
They probably already got a look.
Yep, $10. If he win, god damn. Swear to fucking God, bro. God damn. That's a
but to finish my point, that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, bro, them reflexes is the first thing to go, man. You're not reacting to punches the way you used to. You're not seeing everything the way you used to. That vision ain't the same. It's a lot just ain't the fucking same.
And his head a lot bigger.
And that's why I advocate for these guys hanging it up at a certain age. So I don't give a fuck who you telling me is coming back at 46. Yeah, it's been done before. But man, nigga, that again, how likely is it for this nigga to be successful? Most of the time when you see guys fighting way past their primes, the 40-something, they look like Tyson did when he was still trying to fight.
Right.
They look like the rest of them niggas when they were still trying to fight. Them niggas turned into pure bum juice. You feel me? They were pure bum juice.
Explain bum juice to me, just so I'm clear.
What you say, DJ?
Explain bum juice to me. That's not a term
Garbage
I'm
sauce.
familiar with, OE.
Garbage juice.
Yeah, it's a bum, but to the third power.
George Cambosis. That's what it is.
Really? Yeah, it's a bum, but to the third power. And we can't be surprised if that's what we get from Manny Pacquiao. I just hate the fact that this dude is even doing this fight, to be honest. But I'm intrigued. I want to see it. Final thoughts on
he's broke. Realistically, is because he spent his fortune trying to be running for president in the Philippines, and bro, he wasted his fortune in that. In the country where
did the research, bro. This nigga's not broke. He's not broke.
No, he ain't broke.
I did the research.
He's also in debt with Uncle Sam over here, like 19 million.
Yeah. That part.
Let me ask you all this.
Motherfucker, that's true.
So, just one at a time. I don't care who goes first or what order. But if I look behind the scenes about what is normal, right? Barrios been a world title champ, regardless of how he got there, right? He gets a rematch clause. Are we actually looking at a 2-fight deal, regardless of the result?
Oh God, no.
I hope not. Now
think about it. Think about it.
Yeah,
bro, I hope
not. I don't want to think about that.
It hurts. It hurts just to think about it.
Yeah, fuck that. No.
Oh, but hang on, Slick. You can't show that level of concern about a rematch clause if you've got Manny fucking whooping his ass.
Fuck no. That's
according to your theory, Manny whoops his ass twice.
Okay, typically what? He gonna want an immediate rematch 3 months out. Man, that old man gotta take another year off.
Hold on, man, because
so now you're concerned about his age.
Yeah, man. Hold on. This old man coming trying something. I ain't talking about making a damn career at this shit. Like, no.
Hold on, guys, because on this channel, man, when we do have however many is listening or looking, I'll be wanting the information to be on point, right? Mm-hmm. And when I Google this shit, it says Manny Pacquiao and his wife Jinky faced a tax evasion case in the Philippines stemming from allegations and undeclared income and unpaid value-added tax VAT for the years of 2008 and 2009. Now, mind you, anytime it comes to these high-profile celebrities or celebrities, period, and it's got something to do with business, real estate, taxes, all of that shit is public information.
Hell yeah.
It's public information, and you're gonna be able to Google it and find out all the truth. You ain't gotta listen to no rumors. You ain't gotta listen to niggas on YouTube who don't know what the fuck they talking about. It's a simple Google search. Right here it says Court of Tax Appeals, CTA, ruling the CTA dismissed the tax evasion case against the Pacquiaos. Reason for dismissal: the CTA cited a violation of the Pacquiao's right to due process and a lack of sufficient factual basis the BIR's assessment. So this nigga's not facing any tax problems, and the only tax problems he did have, that shit came from way back in 2008, 2009.
Well,
they also reported that this man is worth around $200 million US side. Now that's more than likely assets and everything like that. He's worth about 12 billion in the Philippines. So let's clear that shit up.
He was in tax problems here. That's why
I'm talking about the US though.
Yeah, he wanted to stay over there for a minute. And
I don't know. It's not reporting. It's not reporting that he's in any trouble with the U.S. tax. Again, that would be public information. You would be able to see.
He might have took care of it with that damn Mayweather chick.
Yeah, he did. That nigga rich, man.
Yeah, I remember that. He didn't want to come over here. He didn't want to train over here because he was in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember that. And Freddie was like, man, I ain't for me staying over there like that, bro. You bring your ass here.
Whatever trouble he was in, he cleared that shit up.
Yeah, I know
he still got plenty of bread. So this nigga's not doing this for no paycheck, bro. This ain't for no paycheck.
I'm shocked his wife let him do it, to be real with you.
Well, that assumes too, Heavy, that Al doesn't owe him money. You know those contracts with PBC, right? They pay you once a year, maybe, right?
Yeah.
As they pay you back your earnings. So
yeah, and if Al owed me money, I damn sure wouldn't be fighting for him. Kiss my ass, pay me my money.
This is what I got. This is what I found from the U.S. in 2019. A report indicated that IRS had an issue claims against Pacquiao for unpaid taxes amounting to approximately 18 million. This situation has been described as a potential legal battle, but no further details confirmed whether this has been escalated into a formal tax evasion case or was solved.
see, I thought
So there
over
is
there
no
and
tax.
just correct.
So there is no tax evasion case against Manny Pacquiao.
Not that I'm going what I'm reading right there.
The IRS or no other anybody like the IRS has sued him, garnished anything from him, took anything from him. As far as we know, his fortune is intact.
So can I just ask a question while we're on the topic? I was led to believe by someone else that we know, and maybe I misinterpreted the way that it was explained to me, that you don't see the money that's owed to the state by way of taxes. So once the event's finished and all the numbers are calculated in bits and pieces, the commission and the state taxes is paid on your behalf essentially before you receive your payment. It's actually not on you personally to pay the tax. It's the event, the promoter or the manager or the state that takes it from you before you even see it.
I'm not sure how that works in other states. From here, I've been in business 16 years, when I've had several employees, and I know I have to report the income that I pay my employees. Now, I'm guessing when they have these events and they're paying these fighters, they have to report it on their end. But for the most part, I guess I'm always looking at the fighters as their own entities, and they would have to take care of their own taxes.
Right.
Yeah, I think
I'm not sure how it would work in other states.
So I would understand that would be by progressive money, right? Because you can't go and report that you're going to pay DJ $50,000 for this year and then front up with that tax. It depends on how much you earn, but the actual earnings are known after the event. Your gate sales and all that other stuff, it's already known at that point. And then whatever the percentage is, you hand that over to the state. But look, let's not go down that rabbit hole. I might talk to you personally about that just out of general interest at another day.
Yeah, for sure, man. You already know. I got you. But yeah, man, I just had to say that because I got upset about the Mayweather shit, because people will have you believe in shit that's just not true. Like, I heard about Mayweather being broke, and I'm like, bro, the dude has made over $1 billion in the sport. How do you got 2 private jets, all these properties? How the fuck are you broke? And then when you do a little digging and you realize that all of this stuff is public information by law, they have to make it public information. And you go look this shit up and you're like, niggas just be lying and hating. Niggas is haters.
You are a hater.
For sure. Like right now, there's some people under the influence that Mayweather is flat broke and this dude's far from broke. Shit is crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know why they're trying to count other people's pockets. I mean, shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But see, I guess I be having a chip on my shoulder a little bit because being in business, I would never want anybody to drag my name through the mud or through the dirt and have this stigma about me or what I got going on. And it's far from the truth. Right. So it hits a sensitive spot for me. You know what I mean? And that shit makes headlines. Shout out Crusoe Bauer in the motherfucker, bro. Where you been at, bro? I'm like, I gotta shoot you. For sure. What up, man? Been a minute. All right, Pacman. Final thoughts on Pacman, and we moving on. Final topic of discussion before y'all boy breeze up out of here. Punch, HLD, DJ, who you got winning? Mario Barrios, Manny Pacquiao. Is anybody else picking Manny Pacquiao to win?
Hell no.
Look, I'm pretty confident. Well, I hope, particularly if it gets nasty and one-sided. My clouded crystal ball says that there's a towel coming in.
Gosh almighty. Bam, Pacquiao.
Man, if
HLD.
his team, if it gets ugly and his team don't throw the towel, well, his team need an uppercut too.
Yeah, facts. Facts. I think they're gonna be on high alert, man. 46 years old in a 12-round championship fight with a guy, you know what I mean, damn near half your age. Shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah, HLD quitting on the stool.
Man, they better have that icy hot ready to warm them up before this fight. You know what I mean? But you know, I just wish him health and hopefully nothing wrong happens to the legend because he is a legend in the sport.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hell, man, if Barrios don't pack this old man up, bro, shame on him. He don't deserve the baddie that he got because you know he took away he took away the baddest gun in boxing in Figueroa's sister. He hooked up with her, so he better be able to handle this old man because that he ain't gonna be able to handle that shit. So let's see what happens, man. I think Barrios should pack it up, man. I don't see no other way around it.
Yeah, I'm taking Barrios too, man. Pack this old nigga up, man. Get him out of boxing. Send him back to the Philippines, man. Last payday, man. Last payday.
I'll wait for Punch
right,
to
man.
say his piece. Hang on, I've got another question.
Yeah, Punch already said he was taking.
I already said he's going to get cooked, man. Easy work. You're old as fuck. Sit your rich ass down. I don't even know why you're doing this.
So the difference for me, the difference why I feel confident or not confident, suspect that a towel's coming in is because the bag's already looked after. Because Barrios and Manny will be on the undercard that night.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's not just their fight as a headliner that's going to generate all the income in the bag. So what's that? They got Tszyu and Fondora on the same night, and who else was on it? They were talking Tank and Roach. Is that the same card?
No, that's August. I think.
No, this was going to have.
No.
Yeah,
Right,
Tszyu, Fondora, Bam. I think Bam, and there was another really good fight up there too, bro. I can't think. But my man from down under, the Aussie, Tszyu, Sebastian Fondora, part 2. We finally getting it. This is a fight that I wish would have happened next for Tszyu. I think it was unfortunate that, you know, it was the bullshit with the titles and of course the politics, and then the time that Sebastian Fondora really needed to heal from, you know, the beating Tszyu put on him. That time frame was so long. So, you know, Tim, heart of a lion, been probably one of the busiest boxers in the game, wanted to keep busy, takes the Bakram fight, gets smoked, suffers 2 L's back to back. Looks great in his comeback fight versus a bum. And now here we are. You're getting part 2. Is this the same Tszyu? Do you believe he needs another fight before he can return to himself? Or do you think that was the fight that he needed to gain all of the confidence back, to get back to the level of a Sebastian Fondora? Because listen, I think it was important for him to even mention the emotional damage. I think that had to cross his mind for him to even use that verbiage, right? He says he has no emotional damage, and he knows what he needs to do in this fight. He needs to make this fight with Fondora a dog fight. Now, I'm not sure if that's the best game plan, but it's Tszyu. We already know he's going to pin his ear back and he's coming. Or did he learn something in his time out of, you know, fighting these world level fighters like a Sebastian Fondora? Got to start with the only Aussie on the panel right now, my guy DJ. Tszyu, your thoughts coming into this matchup? Is he mentally prepared to step back in there with the guy who gave him the bloodbath in a Sebastian Fondora?
All right, so let me come at this a few different ways because I want to make sure that I'm consistent. I don't like the fact that it appears, at least superficially, that Tim gets a title fight that he hasn't recovered from and worked his way back up the rankings after taking 2 losses. Now, there's 2 losses on paper, but I would suggest that the Fondora loss wasn't an emotional loss, right? That wasn't an ass whooping. That was just a really weird, unfortunate scenario where he got cut in the head. But in saying that, at Fondora's height, I can see Fondora punching at that same cut, right? So defensively, if Tim doesn't do something about that, all of Fondora's jabs coming from that much higher height is going to hit Tim straight in the top of the forehead where he got cut. So that's going to test whether the cut's healed properly. I think that he can afford to be more confident against Fondora. Other than the cut, he didn't get beat up a lot, even when he couldn't see, right? I think that his confidence would be tested with a much harder puncher, a Virgil, or if he went back and tried to get his get back against Buckram. I think if there's any emotional damage, it'll be those boys that he's not used to getting hit so hard from. But look, a get back's a get back. Take your opportunity when you get it. I don't take much out of the Spencer fight, to be honest. But when I went back and watched it a couple of times, I've gone, well, Spencer didn't come forward and be as aggressive as he's normally used to, but I kind of feel like Tim took that away from him. Like Tim made Spencer feel him early and just not really make him keen to come in and actually trade. So I don't think that Fondora's leveled up since the Tim Tszyu fight. Who was it? Brooker? What was his name? When I checked, like he's mandatory that he last fought, Fondora's.
Yeah.
It was like ranked 54 or something in the rankings. Like, you know.
It was a tune-up. Fondora had been out the ring for a long time.
So I don't think that Fondora's had an opportunity to tune up 18 months, level up 18 months later. So all of Fondora's tricks in his tool bag are going to be the same as what they were when they fought back in March last year, in my opinion. So if Tim had the better of him in the early rounds in March last year until the cut, and survived the fight and didn't get knocked out, I feel okay about it. I feel okay that this isn't a bad fight for him. I just feel a little bit sorry for everyone in the rankings higher than him that they weren't afforded the same opportunity that they've earned.
I can dig it, man. Great breakdown, DJ, for sure. For sure. Slick. Your man Tim Tszyu, man. I mean, you just like me. We was riding that Tim Tszyu train a little bit.
Yeah. But I gotta agree.
He's back versus Sebastian Fondora Part 2.
He may not get it. I mean, I don't know how this is gonna happen, man. I don't know if I don't think that fight did nothing to Tim Tszyu. I believe the other fight is the one that he may fear if he did a rematch. You know what I'm saying? Who was that put him on the canvas?
Buckram,
yeah. I think that would be the fight that would bottom. I don't think it'll be Fondora, but I do agree with Deej where he said that he'll be pegging at that cut all night. But I mean, I think it should still make for an interesting fight overall. If he ain't ready now, I don't think he's ever gonna be ready for that fight. So that's just like you said, that's an anomaly. Dude, tall as fuck, bro. That's not something you can just
pull your mic in just a little bit.
My bad. Slick. That's not just. I'm talking low. That's my bad. But that's not something you could just prepare for like that. Like that dude's so tall, so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he ain't ready, he ain't gonna. I don't think he ever gonna be ready. That's just some guy. I don't think nobody can get ready for it like that. You could train all you want, but once you get in the ring with that type of height and that type of reach, you know, unless you could sucker him in to fighting, like we saw late in the fight that he was starting to flatten fucking Fondora nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, whatever. You gotta be able to get in close if you can get him to fight you instead of letting him use his height. He got a shot. Yeah. He got a shot.
I think he broke Fondora's nose in like the third round.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? He started using his height, you know, whatever, but you gotta be able to sucker him in. But I think it's still gonna be a good fight. Something telling me it's still gonna be a good fight. It's not gonna fall short. I don't think Tim's gonna be shook at that fight.
Does Tim get the job done?
I don't know. Because I had it 50-50 the first one. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, to fight something that damn tall, like I don't know. I still got to say it's a 50-50 fight.
If they would have stopped that fight like they should have, Tim would have won that shit.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. HLD. Your boy Tim Tszyu, man. Exciting fighter, come forward fighter, extremely exciting style. Sebastian Fundora seemed to have got the better of him in the first one, of course, he had the advantage with that cut, man. What you see in the second one? What was popping?
Well, going back to that first fight, Tim Tszyu before that cut was on his way to flatline Fundora. That's the way I saw that fight. He was on his way to get him out. I don't think he was going to last another 2 rounds.
Facts.
That's the way I saw it. Now, after the cut, terrible job by the team because not only of the cut itself, I think he did take unnecessary punishment in that fight because he was blind. And it became gruesome because of it. Not the cut in itself. It's just that he couldn't see.
Yeah.
And Fundora then learned how to use his length and his jab finally, because he's always fighting like a small inside fighter. But then after he busted him up and had him blind, he learned how to use his jab. So the run that then Tim Tszyu had after that with fighting Backward, that had to have taken some things out of him. And thankfully, after suspense fight, he at least passed the test to get his confidence up, and he whooped on that guy. I'm not high on Fundora in itself. I really ain't. Guy got knocked out by Mendoza. Is he a real champion? I don't know. I mean,
knockout of the year too, I think it was.
Yeah, man, it was Tim Burr on that fight.
Hell yeah.
And I as long as Tim Tszyu don't have any, any punch resistance problems from all the punishment he's taken in these last 2 fights that he had, I see him getting the job done versus Fundora and reclaiming his title. And I hope he does. Fundora decided to duck Xander Zayas for this fight, so hopefully he pays for it. Let Tim Tszyu get his lick back.
For sure. Me too, man. I'm definitely pulling for Tim. Punch, big Tim Tszyu fan too, man.
Yeah, man. I think Tim Tszyu was winning that first fight, man, until he got that cut, bro. Then he threw his game plan out the window. But I like what I saw from Fundora in that last fight, bro. All the holes in his game, he seemed to have patched up, bro. So I think this second fight gonna be more interesting. And you know what? I'm gonna shake it up. I'm gonna go with Fundora for this one.
Oh wow, I like it. I ain't mad at it, man. Both of them look spectacular in their last fights. Now, notably versus nobodies, but still.
So,
I think Tim Tszyu showed us.
Let's be fair.
Say that again.
Both of them, Fundora and Tszyu, fought tomato cans. Let's be fair.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said. Both of them, right? But I think Tim Tszyu showed you what you're supposed to look like, or at least what your confidence level supposed to look like after getting brutally KO'd. You know what I mean? Or brutally stopped by somebody like a Backward Murder Tyler, right? To come out of that fight and to lose in that manner for the first time in your career, probably his life, and to come back versus Joey Spencer and do what he did. And I remember, because I followed Tim Tszyu on social media, he put up a post where he was like, this is how you fight after watching David Benavidez. That's just a natural instinct for Tim Tszyu to fight like that. And if he could incorporate, for me, if he can incorporate some kind of defense, right, head off the line, a little bit of footwork, sky's the limit for Tim Tszyu. Now, in this rematch, I do believe the confidence is going to be there. I do, right? Again, to show the confidence he showed in his last fight, I think it's there. It's just going to be a matter of now you fighting somebody you lost to, right? Mentally getting over that and understanding that Sebastian Fundora is a different level. He has a hell of a jab if he decides to stay behind it, which he did in his last fight. Matter of fact, his last fight was probably the most disciplined fight outside of him fighting Tszyu, the latter part of that fight with his jab, because he's always been that type of fighter where you could just lure him into a phone booth fight, right?
That's right.
He's always given up his height and said, "Fuck it, I'll fight you where you want to fight at." So if he's disciplined there, it could be a long night. But for me, man, I thought Tszyu had his number the first time. I don't see much changing this time. I don't think a freak accident happens. I think he steamrolls Fundora, man. I definitely going with Tszyu in a rematch. I could be wrong. Shout out my man Caruso. He said this is going to be his first time being an underdog. I did not know that. So, and that's another thing that kind of plays, when you're at this level in boxing and they announce you as an underdog, you know what I mean? That's another thing that plays on your psyche. But I think he overcomes it, man. I'm looking for Tszyu to look different in this fight. Does anybody know if he's with the same team?
Yeah, the team hasn't changed.
It was the same team.
Okay. Now, if he has the same team, man, hopefully they worked on certain things for Sebastian Fundora to change up, right? That he can incorporate this fight, not only for this fight, but changes that we saw in the Bacrum fight. Because again, he's got to learn how to, keep his head off the line, and he's got to implement some better footwork. The Mexican Tim's Australian Mexican, bro.
He's
an Australian Mexican, bro.
Hang on, improvement in his last fight though, keeping the hand up and everything, bringing it back. He showed.
But he wants a war, bro. He wants to tuck his chin and go to war.
So
that's true.
It's for me, it's not an evasive defense that he's got. Like he actually catches and rolls a lot of what's thrown at him. It's just not evident during the fight until you get slow-mos or you go back and watch it specifically. I actually don't think he needs to adjust too much to Fundora. He actually had him, even after 10 days preparation or whatever. I agree with HLD. Like, he had his measure. There's probably not a lot that needs to change there. What we're looking for is him to be able to adapt to his style that he's not used to.
Yeah.
Like, after the fight starts. Not before the fight starts, but after, in the ring. You want to see him be able to adapt a different style. If that means footwork, if that means something different, you want to be able to see him adapt. But, look, as much as it pains me to see, even if he gets Fundora, it's going to be hard to get on his bandwagon because you just know how deep that 54 division is. Like, that 54 division's deep. And I also think, Heavy, that it's probably only a couple of fights away that he's going to be forced to go to 160 because Glenn Jennings and No Limit are going to have his younger brother over there under PBC. And you don't want both brothers in the same division.
Yeah. You want to avoid that for sure.
Well, you sure as shit don't want to go to 160 while Genevic's still there either. So
right.
Yeah. For sure. So DJ, you taking Tszyu in a rematch? It's rhetorical.
My heart says yes. I mean, obviously, when I switch that fight on, I'm going to want him to win and do well. But my mind says, don't get ahead of yourself, DJ, even if he does get on top, because the next fight might be a bigger problem for him.
Yeah. So you don't know. You on the fence.
Oh, for this fight, I think that Tim can get it done. I'm not worried about his confidence against Fundora. I'd be more worried about his confidence against a Bacrum get back, or a Virgil, or
you got to get that in blood. If he beats Sebastian, man, I'm screaming. He's got to be screaming Bacrum. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hold his feet to the same fire that I held Jamel Charlo feet to when he was the mandatory.
Let me put it this way. I'm feeling more comfortable about a potential win for Tim to beat Fundora than what I would be with a potential win over Thurman. I think Thurman would give, with Thurman's experience, I think Thurman would give Tim real problems.
Some real problem. That more than likely, I think if he does get through Fundora, that might be the next fight. HLD, who you taking in this one?
Oh, I got Tim Tszyu on this one. I said that earlier. Yeah, I got Tim Tszyu.
Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, he had the perfect game plan the first time around. The cut's the only thing that derailed him. As long as he has no punch resistance issues, I think he should win this fight comfortably, actually.
You're on mute, big dog. I can't hear you.
Are we still here? Hello?
Yeah, we still here.
Yeah, I was muted. I was muted. Punch is actually taking the favorite and the Sebastian Fundora. Now, Slick 50, who you got in this one?
No, I'm gonna roll with Fundora. I mean, Tim Tszyu. Like I said, I don't see him having any. If anything, it's the Bachman fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I'm back in front of the boogeyman. You know what I mean? But Fundora, he's winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think there'll be just as much action as the first. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm taking Tim for this one. As long as Tim just don't get overzealous in there. You know what I'm saying?
Punch. I just got a quick question for Punch. Punch, are you taking Fundora because of your boxing technical knowledge, or are you taking Fundora just to spite me and Mark?
No, I'm taking Fundora because the mistakes that he was making against Tim Tszyu, he didn't make in his last fight. So I think if this Fundora comes out against Tim Tszyu, we're gonna see a way better version. Like y'all say he had a full camp, but I still don't think that was enough time. And I think with enough time, we'll get a better show, man. I'm just sold on that. But like I said, I thought Tim Tszyu was winning that first fight until he got cut. So it's gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna run with Fundora this time.
Yeah, he has a point though where Punch has a point where like his last fight did finally what I've been screaming like, why are you not using your height? Fight tall. You know what I'm saying? Don't fight tall out of necessity, like I'm trying to out of emergency rather, but he did fight tall that other last fight.
So give me an education. Any of you, give me an education. We watch so many fights where people are just getting tune-ups, like get a tomato can, right? So normally a tomato can isn't going to come in with skills and strategy that are going to actually find holes in your game. It means that you can dictate terms whenever you want, however you want, right?
Yeah.
It's just to, dust the cobwebs off. And that's how I saw that last Fundora fight. So I hear what Punch is saying, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying that sometimes your opponent isn't going to find holes in your game because they're just not good enough. That's why they're ranked 54.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with him because Booker looked like he was lost in there with Fundora. He didn't know what to do. I don't know what was his game plan, but it really showed.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is the only one, to your point, HLD, I think it was you. Michael Fox is about the only closest known other boxer that you can get some sparring in with that half replicates a Fundora, because he's the next tallest at 54.
Yeah, he's 6'4".
Yes, so Michael Fox wouldn't have been available to help Booker because he was already contracted to a fight and in camp. So where are you going to get that sparring from someone that's 6'4", 6'6"?
Yeah, well, he's getting it now because he told us earlier today he's heading to Tim Tszyu's camp.
Oh, for real? Michael said it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. More shit.
Yeah. And hey man, and I don't know if you guys saw that fight. I don't know if anybody talked about it, but he put a number on Bohachuk, man, and they robbed him.
Yeah, I had it a draw at first, but when I rewatched it again, bro, I was like, yeah, they kind of robbed him, bro.
Well, you robbed him to the drop, you know what I mean? But
bro, I said, bro, he ran right into that fucking punch, bro.
Yeah, it was. It's still a drop. It was still a drop. Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, that's a drop. I'm saying that he ran into it, like he was swing by. He fell. You know what I'm saying? He walked right into that goddamn punch, bro. And the dude waited. I said, hell no. But see, At first, when I first watched, I was just watching like casual, you know what I'm saying? Same time I watched, I was like, dude, that was a fucking drop, bro. That dude got dropped. But yeah, bro.
Good guy, man. I was able to talk to him a little bit earlier. Good dude.
That's what's up. All right, man. We're gonna put this one to bed. I think we all pretty much seeing things the same way, outside of Punch, of course. Real quick, man, if you rocking out with us and you've been here for a while, man, make sure you smash that like button, man. I seen about a couple hundred people come through here, boy. We got 9 likes. That's a damn shame. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate the love, man, for sure. So,
Heavy, I've got a quick question. No notice. You ready for it?
Okay,
because you're not going to have too
you
much
say,
time
DJ?
to
I'm
think
sorry.
about it. I've got a quick question for you without notice.
Okay, go ahead.
Justice Haney or Fabio Wardley? Who wins that fight? Because we're about to find out.
Yep.
Give me Wardley.
You anti-Australian bum.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Wardley. Y'all ain't been doing too well, man. Give me Wardley, man. You know I love you, man. Give me Wardley, man. All right, man. Last topic, man, before we get up out of here. And this is some kind of just off the wall that I wanted to see what you guys thought of. I think it's a ton of potential out there in the sport of boxing. But I want to ask you guys, when you really take your time, and I'm asking you to take your time in answering this question. When you look around, and you can even include certain prospects, but when you look around, who do you believe that you see the potential as these older faces of boxing moving out to say, hey, this guy is most definitely going to be one of the faces of boxing? Who do y'all see? Like, who's that one guy you saying in the back of your head, like, boy, I can't wait till that shit's coming. He's gonna be big. You know what I mean? He has what it takes to take over the sport. Punch, I'm gonna start with you.
That's hard.
Who's all right, so I heard the last part of that. Who's the next upcoming thing, or was there a certain boxer's name you said first?
Man, you just made me talk for a whole minute and you ain't hear shit out.
I heard that part. I'm sitting here listening, but I'm sitting here playing this fucking Undisputed tournament, man. They got a tournament going on in Undisputed, so I'm fucking with that.
Who heard the question? We're gonna start with him first and then we'll get the punch. Slick.
Yeah. That is a hell of a question to ask right now. Given
Right.
the climate of boxing.
I got an answer if you need to think about it for a bit more, Slick.
Nah, it's just right now. It's the way the chess pieces are moving. I mean, I would say Boots if he do the right thing, right, and he's moved correctly. You know what I mean, whatnot. But like, I mean, shit. And my other pick, he too far off to even put in this conversation, which would have been Abdullah, but he too far off. But like, yeah, for me, I will pick Boots, bro. If they moved him right, you know what I'm saying, he could really become the face of boxing.
Okay.
He really could be.
Word.
But that's based on him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig it, DJ.
This comes with a caveat, but I think it's fair. I see Tszyu and Buckram going to 160. No problem at all. I think that they'll just try to time it so that when Canelo retires, Janibek goes to 168, and there's plenty of food on the table at 160 for both of them. Because they move up, I think Virgil takes over 154. I don't even think Boots beats him at 154 at the minute. So I think that Virgil probably becomes, I don't like the face, but I think he becomes a superstar in the sport.
There you go. I was about to say, because the face comes with popularity.
Yeah, because you're going to always have a few superstars, but when it's like the face meaning you're a household name. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. No,
Like-
well, I won't change my pick only because there'll be still so much food on the table at 54 for him to keep running through 'em. And he won't back down.
So that means
Virgil.
that's what I'm saying. You think Virgil will become a household name?
Yes.
Okay. HLD, who you got your eyes on, man?
Well, there's a couple of young guys, but I'm going to start first probably with one guy who can be on the verge. And I know he's a massive underdog and hated, but if Teofimo Lopez was to pull off a win against Boots and become 3-time lineal, that's not only that he's already Hall of Famer with his resume. We're talking about ATG status in this era. In this era. If he becomes 3-time lineal and beats the #1 dog at 147 in Boots, his career is going to skyrocket.
Fuck Teofimo Lopez.
I would not expect anything less.
You are a hater.
Now, as far as young guys, because I think it takes a special charisma and all that stuff when it comes to it. Face of boxing, but
right.
To me, one of them starts next month, I think it is, or in the next month and a half. Xander Zayas at 22 becomes champion, and he establishes his dog at 54.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it. Because I think I think he's the most polished boxer at 154.
Everyone's got their own opinions.
I'm not sold on Xander.
I can't let you have that for free. Hey?
Yeah, I'm gonna still put it on your table because the thing is, the kid is only 22 years old, and I think he is the most polished boxer at 154. Not power puncher, but polished boxer.
No fucking
period.
At 54?
Come on.
54. Who's better boxer? That's talking about power and all these things. I know everybody's enamored with it. I'm talking about polished boxer.
Give me one opponent that had any credibility that he beat. He's not getting them out of there. He's just come on.
Yeah, there we go. We're talking about power. I'm talking about polished boxer. Not a guy like Tim Tszyu just goes for it with his head and got knocked out by Backham, right? I mean, no, I'm not talking about that's not what
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just I don't know. Xander just seemed like he's
like I said, he's 22. He's 22. Now,
but
my other guy,
it's the potential. It's the potential.
Yeah, he's 22 years old, and he's about to go for his first title. Now,
because you're speaking about the potential now, right? You're
right. I said, as far as established right now, I said Tszyu. Now, the other guy I also think has potential as a young buck is Emilio Vargas. Yeah, that kid is coming. That kid is coming, and he's coming with that swag too. He's like that next gold. You know how they used to have Oscar as Golden Boy back in the day. I see that kid being able to get that type of flair and popularity.
Yeah, him and Abdullah is my two favorite prospects.
But that's where I'm at. I love Abdullah.
I'm gonna have to sleep on that one, HLD. That just doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, we'll come back in a few years.
Me personally, the one with the most potential of being a star, the biggest star in my opinion, who got the brightest future, man, I got to give it to Brian Norman Jr. I like that kid. I like the trajectory he's on, and he's knocking everything out. And he's pretty much nobody's really screaming his name. And, you know, I like how when you say his name, Boots, he immediately get frustrated, bro. That tell me you scared, nigga, and you want no smoke, nigga. You know what time it is, nigga. And like I said, when you can knock a nigga out with a jab, that's eyebrow raising. So that's the kid whose attention who got my attention for Brian Norman Jr. That's who you should watch out for.
Jab.
Yeah, that's who you should watch out for. Fuck Tszyu, fuck all the other niggas. Brian Norman Jr. He's the future. I'm telling you.
Jin Sasaki. You better watch some tape.
Hey, I was trying to
that's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, HLD, I've been trying to tell them they coming.
But that's what
you better watch some tape on Jin Sasaki.
Yeah, they know.
I think this is gonna answer a lot of questions.
I do too. I told Norman don't take them lightly. I told Norman don't take them lightly. This is a test.
It is.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna try and
get stress that HOD. I tried to stress. I said these boys coming, bro. Y'all want to get serious.
Yo, Sasaki got sledgehammers in both his hands,
bro. They brought the Eastern Europeans in. Now they usher these damn Japanese in. I'm telling you.
And Sasaki's athletic too, and he's only 21, I think, too. 21, 22.
Oh, yeah.
He can fight.
Yeah, they all look good until they don't. What about your pick, Heavy?
That's why we have the fights, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Who's your pick,
you know, if you Brad Norman, you got to keep answering the questions, man. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
So who's your next superstar, Heavy?
Oh shit, man! You already know who I like, man. We'll go ahead and put him on up here for y'all to see. Yeah, buddy.
Hang on. Didn't he get
buddy?
Didn't he get beat in the amateurs?
Yeah, buddy.
Hold on. You got the guy who's only been beating old washed pigeons.
Oh, you mean the guy that's only got 13 fights, bro?
Well, he's only been fighting old washed pigeons.
The guy that's only got 13 fights, whose resume is way better than your favorite fighters, 13.
Oh, not even close, man. At 13, Tszyu was a champion against Comey. What are we talking about?
Oh, your favorite fighter is Tszyu?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Fighter? Yeah, Tszyu.
So, Tszyu is fucking trash.
The pound for pound killer.
Who beat Keyshawn in the amateurs? Who's got his number? I forgot his name.
Are you talking about Andy Cruz? El Cubano Andy Cruz.
Yeah, you see, that's fear. That's fear speaking from y'all. When you see this man, you got to try and bring up shortcomings.
Bro, he fought a Dollar Tree.
Last live.
He fought a Dollar Tree Lomachenko for his championship, bro. Come on now.
Oh man, the hate is crazy. The hate is crazy.
He's gonna get tested, man. In 2 weeks, right? I think it is.
Yeah, June 7th.
June 7th?
I'll be in the building. Yeah, I'll be in the building.
And even that's a cherry pick.
Oh man, the hate.
You are a hater.
2 years old.
Let me get this. I know why you hating. You've been calling Teofimo Lopez out, and that nigga scared. I understand.
Oh my god! If you hear the stories, and
whooping T.O.'s ass,
you heard the stories ain't nothing about whooping, bro. That's the other way around.
Oh,
right when you think you know somebody,
you are a hater.
But he's cherry picking Dos Santos 2 years off, coming up with a blood clot.
Playing this another time.
This nigga's scared.
He's scared of Keyshawn. That's where the hate come from.
That's
He's scared of the fucking
Keyshawn, but he's scared of Boots. Make it make sense.
He's playing this another time.
Keyshawn, but he's scared of Boots. Make it make sense.
He's scared.
I can't wait till next week. Is it next week or 2 weeks? I gotta come. I want to see what his performance was versus Dos Santos.
Look on your screen, man. Look on your screen, man.
That's all. That's WWE right there, bro.
He's got the charisma. He's got the mouthpiece. He's got the power. He's got the skill. I'm telling you, gonna be the total package, bro.
Oh, I smell fanboy
right there.
That's all I'm smelling, Heavy Bag. Fanboy, fanboy.
June 7th. We'll see what happens June 7th.
In fact, he's checking. Keyshawn Davis is checking all the boxes, bro.
Nah.
He's checking all the boxes.
I got Abdullah Mason over him.
Abdullah got a long ways to catch up, brother.
No, you don't, bro. He only got a few fights behind him, man. How many? What's the difference in fights?
No, well, he's got 5 more fights than Keyshawn, and he's still got to catch up.
Nah.
Abdullah's got 18 fights.
20 by next year.
Keyshawn's got 13.
By next year, we'll see what he got.
That's a hell of a matchup.
Yeah. It's only 3 of them, man. It's Lomachenko, Keyshawn, and your boy that got the titles the fastest at lightweight. You feel me? He's got it all, man. Don't worry about it, though.
Okay.
Listen, did I shit on your picks?
Yeah. When I declared it.
You feel me? I'm just saying, did I hate on your, you know what I mean?
Hey, I don't know. I got hiccups. I got coughs.
Slick, I think that there's a GMT Sports
but I like it, though.
T-shirt heading straight towards Heavy. All right, maybe it's got the face of an Andy Cruz all across the front of it. Biggest fan.
Right.
Boy, hey man, I sure wish that fight was next, man. I pray that. Listen, Eddie is not sending no contract for no damn Andy Cruz no time soon. Listen to me, bro. He not. Well, if he was, he would have been did it already.
I'm not convinced of Andy Cruz, man. Not just yet.
You should be very thankful.
I know you're not convinced. That nigga looks super regular, man. He's super regular.
Andy Cruz is not. But I don't mind putting Murataya with Keyshawn.
Hopefully that's next.
Hopefully
that's next, man. Yeah, after we do Edwin De Los Santos real bad, do him dirty, Murataya can get it.
Oh, sure. I got it. When is prediction for that fight?
We ain't ducking nobody.
You have a prediction for that fight in the week of?
For De Los Santos?
Yeah, you're gonna have you're gonna have a show where.
Oh yeah. We'll be able to one of those lives prior, man. We'll definitely do predictions for sure.
All right.
For sure. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it more, especially approaching the fight.
Slicky, you gonna do a watch party for the rest of this card, or you done for the day?
Nah, I'll probably be done for the day, bro. I'm still gonna be watching.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me, man. We wrapping this up right now, man. First of all, let me take the time to thank everybody, man, for taking your time to come hang out with your boy, man, right here on Heavy Bag TV. If you're watching, man, please, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button for God's sake. Next time, join the conversation, man. Once you subscribe, you can get in the comments section. I promise you I'll try and get to the comments. Hell of a conversation, fellas. All right. I want to thank my guy, Slick 50, Punch Drunk, HLD, DJ in the building, man. Thank you guys for the show. HLD, you got some shout outs?
Nah, man. Well, main shout out, man, to you, man. Have you great job. Appreciate you guys having me on. Great conversation, GMT, DJ, Punch. Well, this was finally some adult conversation.
For sure,
so I appreciate you.
Right up until Nina got involved. It was an adult conversation until then.
Right. Well, you know the hate always going to overpower.
But thank you very much for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. HLD, I appreciate you, man. But you are a hater.
You are a hater.
DJ. Shout it out, man.
Look, for everyone passing through or still here, please hit the like and subscribe. It is free. One of the last few things in the world it is free, other than oxygen. So hit that like and subscribe so you can keep up with all the discussions and the fights. To everyone else on panel and in chat, thanks. One of the beauties about this forum is everyone's entitled to an opinion and they get to be heard. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
No doubt. Appreciate you, DJ. Punch.
You already know, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my guys, man. It's always fun. You know what I mean? And I can't wait for the next one, man.
For sure. I'm going to try and stay on the bike, y'all. I promise. Oh, real quick. Shout out Ryan Frazier out of Toronto, man. He did that drop for me. HLD, I'll urge you to, man. Get with me on Instagram at Heavy Bag TV. It might be Heavy Bag TV 1. I would love for you to do a drop, man, for the intro and outro for the live streams. You hear me, HLD? He might be gone. Also, you too, DJ. I still ain't got a drop from you, bro. I need a drop. DJ.
Well, Man, I've been giving you my details 28 times, and
bro,
you've
you can
lost
put
them
the drop right in the
38
chat.
times.
You could put the drop right in the chat, man.
Look, as soon as you drop the Aussie attitude, I'll consider it. Right?
All right, my man.
Who picks Wardley over Haney? Who does that? That's just out of spite.
Hey, man, that's just y'all ain't streaking right now. That's all. That's all.
What do you mean, y'all? Hang on, break that down for me. What do you mean, y'all ain't streaking?
No, I'm just saying I've been picking real good ones, picking against the Aussies. That's all.
You arsehole.
You know, like
that. Are you going to pick against Jai in a couple of weeks?
Hell nah.
Right.
That's my guy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my guy. All right, Slick 50, take us home, man.
Man, first and foremost, salutes to Heavy Bag, man, for promoting a great show. Like my boy DJ said, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? I am your boy Slick 50, one person that runs GMT Sports. You can catch Heavy over that way. Everybody that was just about on this panel over that way. You know, it's all fam. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, make sure y'all bring your ass back, and I'm going to point it right back to this guy because he keep forgetting to let you know what days, and I'm holding his ass accountable so we can keep getting this great boxing conversation. So what days are you going live, Heavy?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, man. That's always been the mark. I be missing the mark sometimes.
We don't want to rest. What y'all Tuesday and Thursday, show y'all ass up. Hold his ass accountable. Let me quit playing, but man, y'all know what it is. I'm your boy Slick 50, man. Thank you, Heavy, for having me on. And I'm out. Y'all be easy.
All right, my guys, man. I appreciate the love. Every hero needs that theme music, man. I'm gonna bust it for you one time.
But they call me the Superman lover, yeah. Call me that Superman lover, yeah.
Wrong. All right, man. Big TL Heavy Bag. I am out of here, man. Peace, y'all.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blazer Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Judah, 6-time champion world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter. You are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all make sure you go sub to my man Heavy Bag Boxing, man.
Get your dumb ass in and hit this bag.
The Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV. He be lit on his channel.
And Heavy Bag Boxing.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Yo, shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Kingston 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy Tszyu, Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
Heavy Bag Boxing, all right? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Straight out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag, dude.